What is going on?
I was like,
yeah, it wasn't live yet. Now you got to do it.
Son of a...
You got to wait till we get on the screen. Now you do it.
Dang,
now you do it.
Now the effect is not that great.
No, come on. You can do it.
Effect. We'll do it next week.
All right. I can always go back. Look, we can.
Good evening, watchers and listeners of this NLG show. Okay.
Yeah.
There we have it.
Oh, that's it, man. You're opening the show from now on.
Yeah. Just
we
today.
expect that same energy every week.
I know. Yeah. Well, I think because every once in a while you get that pre-show nap in. So, see, Indie Gamer says Peter on fire.
In a while,
I know. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? It's Thursday. The weekend's almost here.
Yes.
Digging out of the snow? It wasn't that bad.
Oh, we got nothing up here. It was like 2 inches if it was that.
We got about I don't know what the official is. Probably between 4 and 5, maybe. Let's say 5.
We like Jacob. My oldest didn't even have to shovel anything. The driveway literally melted on its own. Yo, look at that! Look at that sexy ass chat room. Look at that, man.
That's what got me all pumped up.
I know.
You see these people waiting. It's like, oh man, woo!
I know. We got the early birds. We got their brother Rich from Bacon Ice Cream Productions, brother George Games, and Jeff Rule, brother Back in the Dead's in the house. Michael Garvey, brother Michael Garvey's in the house. Lance Jennings, brother Lance Jennings is in the house. Indie Gamer, my brother Avish. We got a great crew already in there. So, actually, Rich was in there twice.
He's in it twice?
Yeah, he's in there twice. And then, Go Gamego's in the house. Go Gamego. So, hey, which by the way, Jeff, I don't know why, but my shirt has not shipped yet. So, my Go Game Go shirt has not yet shipped, so I'm waiting on that. I was hoping to get it before the show. I was going to wear it tonight. So
yeah, they did an enjoyable show. What was it? Was it last night or night before?
Yeah, the chat show. Yeah,
it was
fun.
I just had it on while I was playing a game. It was enjoyable.
Yeah. Brother Mav, our fun speculation from Xbox Ultimate, is in the house. I just scrolled up and saw him. So welcome. So, brother
Project Jeff is in the house. So.
Project Jeff's in the house early. Brother Jeff. Wow. Avish is in the house. Avish. Man, we got it. Phew. I'm all pumped up now. Let's talk some games. How you guys doing?
Good. Finish the medium. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Not 1,000%. I mean, 100%. 1,000 points.
Didn't even wait for me.
Well, I was on a roll, and it's like,
I know, man.
I put it away for a day though, so you had a chance to catch
I
up.
know,
'Cause I
I
remember I
know.
got all pissed off on that game,
Mhm.
lost progress and other stuff. But yeah, enjoyed the story. Story was great. The execution and just the mechanics could have marinated a little bit more. But
Well, since you brought it up, I have video.
Mhm.
you have video.
I have video.
Let's play that funky
Let's.
video.
Yeah, well, we've all
What is
three
boy?
have played it.
Yeah,
I'm almost done.
I think we're all far enough into it that we could give a pretty good. Yeah, but so while I'm pulling up that video, Chris, how you doing? How's your week been?
Oh, ready to strangle some people at work.
Okay.
That's how I feel at work. But other than that,
I'm sorry.
all good. Gaming's been good. Look, if you catch me during the week gaming, past my bedtime, then you know the game was good. So I was playing Monday and Tuesday night, so I took a nap, fell asleep Wednesday, so here I am.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Man, I can't get to bed early nowadays. It's not happening. It's like you and I were still playing, and it's still like I think it's like past 1:30. It's like it's time to go.
Oh,
Nice.
mm-hmm.
It has its moments. Yeah.
Yeah, it does have its moments.
Are those bolt cutters? Might be useful.
That does help when you have someone you're like you're both going. Ooh. But I will say, okay, so since we're talking about it, I'm not a big fan of. I mean, back in the day, yes, we talked about it in Party Chat. I'm not a big fan of the whole playing the Resident Evil type mechanics and camera nowadays because we've been spoiled since the '90s. With third party over the shoulder or whatever, or first party, you can have control of that camera. So I'm not the biggest, but I do understand why they went that route with this game because one, to help with the creepiness and the horror effects throughout the game is that with the camera angle you can't really see everywhere, right? You hear noises coming from behind you, and you can only see, you can only control the camera a certain way. So it does kind of get creepy as you're going through the game and you're not able to really see everywhere right away. So I get that, and but overall, sometimes it gets a little, you're running and either you're running from behind, you're at the back, and then next thing you know, you have one scene where you're running and your camera's in front,
Yeah.
But I
And
think
then you move
overall
your
it's
stick, and
cool.
then it doesn't work the way you think it will work with the switching, and also like when you make like a right turn, and it's like it's like okay, I keep the stick straight, and you run, and then your second character or whatever the second person
spirit
kind of
world.
runs in an obstacle, and then you stop, and then you get caught by the monsters. It's those sneaky missions or those run missions. So they're a little
Yeah.
that game could have done it without.
Yeah, but I gotta say,
And I wish it was a little smoother too. I mean, it's like in the olden days, you kind of had to do it, and now it's like they could have put more finesse, even in those old mechanics, in my opinion.
Yeah.
well, that's a question that I wanted to ask. Is that if this game was supposed to just be for the Xbox Series X and S, I don't know why this game couldn't have been 60 frames per second. It's not a graphically, heavy game, even with the split screen. So,
Well, they're running too. Who knows?
yeah.
It's like I was
The
telling
thing is,
y'all.
like the cameras are fixed, right? So it's not like you have two complete different open world ones with different cameras in a 3D
True.
world.
Like
So
you're doing-
that would be like extremely taxing. So who knows? I mean, maybe.
I know a buddy of mine at work. He has a laptop, not a new laptop, but he has an i9. Uh, Maybe his graphics card about a 1060 equivalent. Maybe we were talking about it, but he said that he had trouble during the scenes where the screen was split and his frames dropped pretty bad. But I think a lot of people were saying on the PC that it needed some work. So I don't know. Maybe if they patched a couple patches, it fixed that. But
Yeah, maybe I'll wait for the patches and then
Yeah.
get those last two Chivos that.
I don't know if anybody in chat's played it. Did they play it on PC? I'm wondering, how that went for them.
Well, the game has kind of grown a bit on me too. In that, I think this game gets better as it goes on.
It does.
I really think it does. I think it gets better as it goes, and
also like in the beginning though, you just had that one character, right? In the house, and that seemed like not very smooth, not even like 30 frames per second smooth. It's very kind of like jerky, or stuttery, with a consistent stutter.
Right.
It's like I thought, like, oh man, that's a rough start. But
See,
once you
I
get more in
didn't
the
get
open
that, though.
environments and stuff, and it's like that's where the game starts to shine.
Yeah, I think once you get into the meat of the game, I think once you unlock that certain area, that certain ability to go back and forth between the two worlds, and then I think that's when the game's kind of, I think that's when the ambiance to the game really opens up.
Right.
There's some tight gameplay kind of nestled in some of the I don't want to say glitchy gameplay, but it's not. I don't know if it's as next gen as people thought it would be. That's I think where some of the rub is coming in. Now I'm not saying that makes it a bad game by any stretch. I mean, I'm really enjoying it. But there are some things they could that I think they could have done just a little, like a scotch better to make it what it was advertised as. Because Geeks with Cash said something in the chat a minute ago. He said he's kind of sad the game's not turning out to be as much a killer app as they wanted it to be. They really did hype this up as a big game, and look, it's Bloober Team, so if you're expecting God of War or Halo Infinite, you're not getting that. But I still think this is a solid AA game, and which there's nothing.
That's also their biggest production yet, right?
Well, how much did you say?
I mean,
14 million.
I
mean, it's not a lot, but for them, it's this was a big project for them. As they, because they progress from their other games, so.
Well, it is. No. It's definitely, I think, putting it up against.
Well, the last one was Blair Witch.
It's definitely better than Blair Witch. So, definitely. So, and people are piling up in the chat. We got Crow Continuum, Geeks with Cash, we got Infinite, we got De Niro, we Crow Continuum just popped in. Man, guys, thank you guys so much for chopping in. So
yeah, like Indie Gamer was saying, especially because it's exclusive to Xbox Series X and S, and being an indie dev, they got pushed in the limelight because it's exclusive. So it's not.
Well, and also like if if Halo Infinite would have been in December, that would have taken away some of that spotlight, and then maybe
that is true.
The medium would have just the right amount of shine, and not like that full.
Yeah, I think it was good that they did delay until end of January, right? I think it was a perfect spot for them. If you're going to bring out a new IP, AA game, it's from indie, it's a perfect time for them to get that spotlight. It worked out well. They sold well, and did well on Game Pass too. All in, they got their money back and some.
Yeah. I mean, if this game, honestly, if this game was $40, I would have been okay with this being that. I think it's worth that. You know, it's not a $60
listen,
game.
No, it's
I
not.
think it's $50 or $49.99 MSRP. I think.
You think so? Is that what it is?
I believe so.
Okay. I mean, is it worth $50 to you if you had to buy it, Peter? I mean, we didn't have to buy it, so that's, you know, that's.
Would I have bought it if it was $50? Looking at my backlog and the big games that I'm playing right now, like Assassin's Creed and stuff, I might have waited till it would be on sale. Maybe.
See?
But
Yeah, I
now
would've
that it's
waited.
on Game Pass, and you know, it's like
That's a good point.
you know the price of admission is so low that you know there's no risk in trying this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
and
think
that's
a perfect price would have been 29. 39's not bad, but I think perfect would have been 29.
okay.
And then it's like who was saying that's all the gameplay makes it look like a horror walking simulator, which it's like I said, it's like the first Resident Evil. The whole point of you're going through a house and it's got the creepiness, the music,
Right.
the sounds. That's what it's there for, to give you that whole effect of, you know, something could jump out. And there are moments in this game where something does jump out at you and you're like, oh shit.
The fact that you can die in this game, that makes it's not a walking simulator.
There is some action as you get through the game. I actually, what she can do, her powers is okay, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to spoil it. But later in the game, you play as another character. I'm not gonna say who, but I like the way they're a little bit of the action that they did.
I like that too. I know what you're talking about, and there was just enough. So, but as Indie Gamers is saying, and I totally 100% agree. This, like all Bloober games, this is narrative based. This is a story, and I think it's a strong story. On top of that, it's unraveling, it's becoming more and more interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, it is. And then there's some other things, and it's like, oh, what does it, you know, make you think, well, does it have to do with the story? It's just, you know, the background story in you know, in Poland, you know, experience stuff. There's some of that mixed in it, and
it's coming to that the whole thing is coming together, and that's like I think I was we were playing last night, or I was playing last night. You were playing Assassin's Creed, and then just out of nowhere, I just went, "Holy shit!" Because I mean, I hit this part of the story where something just popped into place. That oh wow, you know, this is wild. So, you know, this is where that game has gone. I'm not gonna play too much more of this because I don't want to give too much of this away. I took about a half hour of footage. But I'm going to show off the split screen a little more here.
And you're right. Like when me and Peter were playing, we were both around the same time, and we're like, aha, it's this person. And then you play a little bit further, and like, no, wait, it was that person.
Yeah,
right.
So you know, but yeah, that next character you play, I really like their power, their ability. Yeah, I recommend a lot of you people. You know, it's not a long game. It might seem a little rough, you know, mechanic wise and whatever, but it all makes sense in the end. You know, overall, I think. You know,
if you have,
give it a go. Yeah.
If you have Game Pass, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Well, even like, you know, there's a lot of other mechanics that we haven't even talked about that, you know, I don't see. To me, a walking simulator doesn't have puzzles. This has puzzles. Mm-hmm. You know, this is a puzzle. This is a horror and kind of adventure kind of game. There's more to this than just kind of going around and exploring things. You need to work between the two realms.
Yep.
In a way that they didn't show. Yeah. That didn't even show.
It almost seems at times like 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one cool deal too is that you'll probably get tired of it, but you got to go through mirrors to get to the other world. So
Yeah.
sometimes when you got to go through a mirror to find a clue, and then come back, find another clue, there's ability to press B where your whole body you go to the other world without going through a mirror,
Yeah.
and
For
so
the true out of
it's
body experience.
you have to use all your abilities to
Right.
Yeah.
solve this, go through this game.
Yeah, they call this a psychological horror.
I
Yeah.
could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's also
Family tragedy. It's
Mhm.
and really the only similarity to Resident Evil that I can think of is kind of this semi-static camera. Like it's not a first person or a third person over the shoulder. But there's no you're not shooting zombies. You're not, what it's
Not
almost like
collecting red and green plants.
right,
for help.
right. Do you guys remember Alone in the Dark? A game called Alone in the
Yes.
Dark? That's what this reminds me of more than anything, is Alone in the Dark. And maybe that's why I'm liking it as much as I am.
Yeah, and I agree with Garvey. Not every game needs to be developed for 5 years, 100 million. No, I agree. Definitely. I think this game was perfect for the budget they had and the talent they had for an indie studio.
Yeah.
It's a good start to see where they go from here.
Yeah. I definitely think that there's more. Now I haven't finished the game, so I can't, I don't know if don't tell me if the story is open, but if the ending's open for a sequel, but this at least I'm glad to see that they made their money back, because that
Within a day.
gives
So it means like, maybe they should have tried to get a bigger budget.
well, next time they know,
Yeah, true.
maybe this is the catalyst too to get themselves acquired by Microsoft,
Yeah.
But I mean, that's quite a achievement in the sense of, like, even though it was on Game Pass, they still. Well, what does it mean when they say they sold enough? Was that including Microsoft's cash for having this game in Game Pass, or is it just pure sales?
I don't know, because I don't think anybody. See, I don't know if anybody really counts that when they talk about their sales. I really don't. I don't know if people. Say,
Yeah,
oh
I'm not sure
yeah,
if they include that. I mean, and I think them doing a deal with Xbox and being in Game Pass, they get, they negotiate whatever in the contract. They get a lump sum money. Maybe it's marketing money, whatever. So obviously, this game was marketed. We saw it everywhere, and it was hyped for the next gen game, and only on the Xbox. So that it helps these smaller studios to focus on the development of the game while they don't have to worry about raising money for marketing. So
yeah. No, and it's you don't forget that they did sell, like you said, Chris, they sold a PC version, so you got those sales as well. I mean, no, I'm glad to see. And what? I don't know anybody. I don't know know anything about Zdislaw Kaczynski, the guy who the game is kind of the art, the art that the game is kind of known for here. It's wild that if this is based on his work. I mean, that guy was a genius. I mean, some of this stuff, some of the backgrounds, especially in the spirit world, were just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Beksinski. I think somebody was trying to get the kind of the name. I'm not good with names that don't have a lot of vowels in it. Sorry. But I was actually looking him up while we were talking and kind of looking at his gallery, and yeah, I could totally see some of the medium in some of his influence in the medium. I mean, there's some really kind of crazy crazy pictures. And you know what? Here's like, let me do this.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see. Also, after playing this too, like I'm ready to play Scorn. Also, I'm in because we've seen the gameplay from that, and that's also coming to Xbox, and supposedly it's only on next gen, I think. Scorn, and I enjoyed the creepiness from that. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah, look at this picture. Let me see if I can get it. I can't really get the picture any bigger, but look at the child.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the mask. Kind of like the masks on the kids and the adults.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the backgrounds. I mean, this is.
Yeah. And also the way this character crawls.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
See, I can absolutely see, like right there, like I can absolutely see some of that influence.
Mm-hmm.
So look who decided to show up. Daredevil Dave Dahl.
Ooh.
He says, "Who's ready for Retromania?" I'm ready for Retromania.
26th of what?
The 26th of this month.
Hell
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just I meant to grab, I meant to grab the trailer because they have a launch trailer out. So maybe I'll grab that while we're talking. Since Mr. Daredevil Dave Dahl has graced us with his presence, maybe we'll play that trailer for him if I can grab it in time. So it's good to see you, Good to see you, Dave.
Yeah. We need to get Mike from Retromania back on too.
I know.
Maybe after lunch,
Yeah, except he also he owes us shirts.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now he owes me a shirt.
Exactly.
That's
he owes you
interesting.
he owes you a shirt. You weren't even on the show when he came on.
Exactly.
There you go.
But yeah, I can grab that trailer real quick. It doesn't look like a big one. Yeah, that's a game. We talked about wrestling on Retro Renegades this past Tuesday night, and it was me and DragonHeartYOBY and a new guy I met, PK, and
The Dreadpool.
Brother Dread's in the house, and man, we went on for like a good half hour, and we went over some of the wrestling games coming out. And Retromania was one of those ones we talked about. So I will grab the game trailer here real quick and we'll show it. But you know what? I wanted to... And see, this is where... Don't get me wrong. I love having the topics on the side. But, man, there's so much news this week and so many things that just kind of came... Just came out that... I don't know... I don't have enough topics to fit in here. So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to very quickly change the topic because I do want you guys I know Chris, Peter, I think you said you saw it. And since we got a bunch of our fellow Amicoians, our Amico family in the chat, brother,
we gotta have a little bit of Amico every show.
Gotta have some Amico. Well, now we got some big Amico to talk about because coming off of the heels of us on Amico All Access talking about Tommy needing to drop some new footage and start really showing the games, brother Tommy has delivered. Let me bring that video up. He dropped an 8.5-minute trailer, and actually not just a trailer, an 8.5-minute gameplay of their upcoming side scroller, Finnigan Fox. And let me tell you, it's beautiful. I can't even.
He does, Niall. So get your get on that app.
That's right.
Robinhood app and put.
That's right.
Buy some
Shilly
stock.
Shields.
Here for Intellivision Amico, and this is a work in progress.
Here, I'll share the sound with you guys so that you can.
Animation, some sound, but wanted to show you what we're up to. So
This-
hit Finnigan Fox here.
I let
Check
my
it
son.
out. We're
I let
gonna
my son watch
zoom
this
in
today.
there, get a lot of stuff, and
On Retro
let's
Rich's
play.
channel, I was watching
Okay,
his.
Here we go. I'm going to do a little run through here.
I was watching his
Finnigan
reaction to it. I'm
Fox.
like, hey,
This
Seth,
is
while you're
the,
here.
Tree of Life right here. This is the kind of the home section.
Look how
You got
beautiful
stores.
this game
is new.
looks.
You can buy
Colorful
maps,
and-
you can see there. And you can also buy hearts. The maps will show you where all the secret walnuts are, the magic walnuts.
It's got a really
Buy
cool
more hearts for
soundtrack.
more life.
And apparently, so I know a few people in the chat had played Fox and Forest, which is what this is based on. And it's apparently the original is a pixel arty game, where this is more cartoony. So, I mean, this is
but was very difficult. Oh, check this
Looks
Oh.
cute.
watch
Here
this.
is where you can change seasons. Watch this. This is a big part of the gameplay. There you go. Change it to winter, so now we can get across the water.
See, it's that kind of stuff. See, it's not.
Yeah, that's very neat.
Yeah. See, for those who think the Amico is just a, like a
Mobile game simulator.
or a VTech, like
Yeah.
this is not. This thing's got legit games coming to it, and the more I watch this, the more I'm like, yeah, because I got the Founders Edition. I got that $50 coin coming to me. I said, this is a launch game. This is launch, coming at launch. So this is like a day one purchase for me. I mean, I can't.
It's not going to be that mystery packing game that we don't know.
They got to sell something. I don't think this is the mystery packing game. I think they got to sell this.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if this game was $10, this will be $10. So worth it.
Yeah, you see that beehive in the winter? It's like bees are asleep.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
turns back to summer or whatever it is, and the bees are active.
I'm just going to skip around some of the levels, show you the levels there. You'll notice
And just there's hidden stuff. There's
always
yeah.
the seasons.
Stay up on the road, Dreadpool.
Yeah, so we Badger.
Oh yeah, don't crash on our account, please.
We have is more of a cartoony style.
I love it. You get there's hidden stuff. There's
Yeah, neat.
yeah, but I mean this is what I am buying this system for. Is for these type of games. The Astro Smashes are awesome. The missile commands are great. The Moon Patrols, all those games. But this shows that it's a serious, it's a serious system.
This is a new IP, and this is not an old.
It
game
is
from
a
before.
it is. There was the original game was called Fox and Forests, so this is based upon that, but it's a different art style, and I know he said there were some new gameplay elements and things that they were doing, and they took the soundtrack and they remastered it with a real orchestra.
Nice.
The different pixel, instead of pixel graphics, those things, whenever you hit those targets.
Hey, what's up, Cerebral Paul?
Different areas.
Hey Paul, what's up, man?
Welcome.
So I know.
Tommy said Tommy told him last packet in game is a babysitter mama with Tommy as a child. I believe you, Garvey.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, and then on that, I'm gonna skip ahead just a little bit because or maybe he's gonna skip ahead. Hold on.
Yeah, it does, Daredevil.
Where is it? It's got shmup levels.
Shmup.
Yes. And even there, that ability for him to change the weather and to change to control that's really cool. Like watch this. He can't get past this fire, so he turns to rain. And he turns it back so he can get the gems. I mean that's really cool. That's different.
Yeah.
So, and they toned down the difficulty too. Apparently, it's still going to be challenging, but apparently, from what I understand, and people in the chat can back this up, but Fox and Forest is supposed to be really difficult. So
it's not Cuphead difficult.
not quite Cuphead difficult, no.
So Garvey he'll be able to handle it.
Yeah. So, and yes, I agree, Dave. And when Mike Harmon was on from Retromania, we said they need to bring Retromania to the Amico, and I believe that he did have a conversation with Tommy. I'm pretty sure he said he got in touch with him. So whether or not it comes, it may not come right away, but they got to get the game out, next month anyway. Because let's be honest, they are almost a year late. So
yeah.
I wanted to show a bit of the Finnigan Fox trailer because
cool.
It just reminds me of why I pre-ordered that thing.
Yeah, and you guys were definitely correct on last Sunday. Is that we need to start seeing more of these games, not just a quick trailer. We need to see some gameplay, and this looked great. And after seeing this now, I'm more interested in it now.
Yep.
So, and hopefully, he could do. What? So as of now, the Amico's coming out when?
Well, it hasn't.
Still up in the air.
It hasn't officially been delayed yet. The still unofficial official date is April 4, but it's getting delayed. There's no It's just he hasn't made it official yet. But if I'm putting any stake in it, and I'm not speaking anything insider, he's always been transparent, so not talking, not saying anything that that he's told me in confidence or anything like that. I'm just saying it's getting delayed. Is that Matthias Jones?
It's a special night.
Oh my gosh. When the NLG alumni is coming in the house. Matthias Jones. What's up, man? And Thomas Hughes. Haven't seen Thomas in a while. Man.
They must know something's up today.
Something's up. Something's up. We don't know what. I don't know why. But I'm happy. Let's keep that good energy in the chat room going. And for those of you, Sister Caitlin's in the house, the other half of the Fun Speculation Xbox Ultimate Team. So, which I ingratiated myself into their Halo team, by the way. Apparently, Fork Boy. Apparently, the Gaming Beyond the Box folks want to take on some Halo challengers. So, I told Mav we got to get the squad together and go whip some ass. So
whoever has 3 beds is going to win.
This is true.
He can be all by himself and he'll still win the whole thing.
He could. No. Where is Pong Soul tonight? That's who's missing. Pong, go. Somebody's got to ring the Pong bell. So yes, I will come. I will play Halo, and I will do my best to contribute to the bottom line. That's right. We got 3-bit. We don't need. You know what? I'll provide the musical soundtrack. That's what I'll do. Oh, I didn't see Pong earlier. I missed Pong. Indy said he was here earlier.
He was here?
I didn't see him. He's playing COD with Mav. I did not see him. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, he's
Is he in it?
His name was in the autocomplete, so
okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Well, I'm going to summon him.
Yeah.
So yeah, Virtual Basement, the other wrestling game, since Dave Dahl mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you guys saw, but the Wrestling Code, which is coming out by Virtual Basement, they signed Scott Steiner. So that's a pretty big signing, actually. The big bad booty daddy himself.
What's up, Monkey Punch?
Monkey Punch, brother Monkey Punch. And all right, so you know what? For Dave, I'm gonna show the Retromania trailer, the final trailer, because we haven't seen our brother Dave Dahl in a while.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out. I didn't get to check that out yet.
Here we go. Do.
Oh, a quick shout out to after this trailer.
Big Papa, yes, Big Papa Pump.
But we're distracted. What's up, brother?
Brother Born. Yeah, I can't wait for this. This is gonna be good. I still remember when Gold Chain Gamer and we met at Too Many Games last year, and I played the alpha of this. It's come a long way since.
I like that background right there. Fire.
Yeah.
Man, this looks great.
There's Brother Yobi just in time. We were just talking about. Talking about it.
That's Pong Soul. He's
There's
just lurking.
Pong. Lurking.
Nothing wrong with lurking.
Nope. Not at all.
But
But since
you're not lurking under my bed.
that's right. But since we
we just had to do a little roll call. It's like Pong Soul,
Yeah.
yeah, there he is.
But since we have folks who haven't been in the chat in a while, I am going to take this opportunity to let you guys know that you can now join our channel. You can become a friend of NLG. It's only one tier of membership. It's a very affordable $1.99 a month, and you get access to some great emojis. If we can get, I think I need 4 more new members in order for us to add another emoji. Chris, I added the NES emoji for you, and the next one could be a SNES. And not only that, but you get your name in our outro video in the description, which you can see all of our friends of NLG down below, and you get 48-hour access, preview access to all of the new videos that we put up, from the Stinger Spotlights to the Retro Game Treasure Box and all of that stuff. And any of the other videos that Chris and Peter put up, you guys get a sneak peek at them as a member before we let the general public see them. And right now, friends of NLG can check out the latest Retro Game Treasure Box video that I'm very proud of myself. And so we'll hold that out until tomorrow night before I make it public. So like I said, our great members, channel members, you guys can see it first. All right, so that is Retromania. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm excited for that one too. I haven't played a good wrestling game in a while. So
Hey,
thank you,
Cerebral
Andy.
Paul, you got to get with Stubbs since he became a member of the GUG, the Gamers United Guild. Get with him; he'll pay you. You're part of midweek gaming. We can't. Get with your manager.
That's right. There you go.
Real quick, shout out to Indie Gamer and VJ. We played over the weekend. We played some Deep Rock.
Oh.
And that was pretty cool. 4-player co-op. Oh, no, wait. Was it 3 of us? Oh, yeah, we had Infinite. Sorry, Infinite, bro. It was me, Infinite, VJ, and Indie Gamer. And we played some Deep Rock, and pretty cool. I mean, the more you play, you're able to unlock gear and stuff, and it just got some cool features. And we had a little dance-off inside the hub area. So we kind of tweeted that out. So I definitely, if anybody ever wants to jump in that game over a weekend, definitely jump in. So it's in Game Pass right now, so.
Yep.
And it's cross-play, so you can play on PC and on console.
Oh. Yobi just told me to look at his new gamer pick. Wow. That is tight.
Ooh, nice.
Jay, make that one? Woo. Well, he said, got to change it. Hold on. All right, let me know when. Yeah. George gave, so he said it was cool to see the playthrough of Shadowgate. I need to tell I need to tell Juan, because Juan did that Shadowgate walkthrough, and I'm going to let him know. He said, got to find that and play again. So.
Speaking of Shadowgate. There you go.
Ooh, there it is.
Shadowgate.
There it is.
That was one of my favorite. That was, that's one of those games that, back in the day, speaking of, how you kind of equivalent to nowadays, you got so many indie games that you don't know about. And that's what I love about Game Pass, because you can find some gems in there that you may never even, if you don't hear about it online or whatever, you may not even, buy it, you overlook it when you go to GameStop or wherever. But Shadowgate, it definitely was not a game that was advertised. You got Mario and all those other games. So my brother would go to this flea market, and once we beat a game, he would trade it in, and we ended up getting Shadowgate, one of those trade-ins. So, we didn't know anything about it until we played it, and we're like, hell yeah. So, it was kind of cool that we worked together, and we're like, all right, if you go left, you go through this door, oh, you die. So, we mapped it out on a piece of paper, when you have to try again. So
that's what I did with Bard's Tale.
Yeah.
No. George say he was perusing our older stuff. I appreciate that, too. Oh, there it is. Oh, I saw it on Twitter. I was looking at your Twitter. I saw it on Twitter. That's why I said it was tight. So, but that is a nice pick, man. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So let's get to some main meat here. There's been activity, so to speak, in the gaming world. Seems like a company I had totally not ever heard of until now had decided to go on a buying spree. So Embracer, who I just didn't know who they were until recently. Embracer Group, they actually own a few other people that like THQ Nordic and Deep Silver, and who else did they had up until, what was it, yesterday? They had six groups around them. And now they've got, what is it now, 8, 7, 8, 9. Maybe it's 9. So here's what happened. So news broke that Embracer merged, and when we say merged, we mean they bought for how much, Peter? Do you remember?
I forgot the number.
It was like $2 billion. $2 billion. Oh, here we go. The day one Gearbox, $363 million in total on a cash and debt-free basis.
Yeah, I think it was like 1.5.
Yeah.
I think De Niro says too, 1.5 billion.
Yeah, so 1.5 billion. So they bought Gearbox. Yes, Jeff, I just said THQ Nordic and Deep Silver and all them. So they bought Gearbox, they bought Aspire Media, and they bought Easy Brain. So that okay, so Easy Brain becomes the 8th operating group, and I don't know what they're doing with Aspire. Gearbox becomes the 7th operating group. So basically, they're subsidiaries. So Gearbox and Easy Brain become subsidiaries of Embracer Group, and Easy Brain becomes, and it just says, Saber Interactive bought Aspire Group. So Saber Interactive, so Aspire becomes part of Saber Interactive, which is part of Embracer Group. That's why they were only adding 2 operating groups. Okay, so let me untangle this. Embracer Group buys Gearbox Easy Brain, and Saber Interactive buys Aspire. They all 3 become part of Embracer Group. Embracer has become bigger. So the biggest news, of course, is the Gearbox. However, Gearbox does not come along with their big gun, Borderlands. Borderlands is still published by 2K Games, and they made sure everybody knew about it.
Yeah.
Now the IP. So the interesting thing is the way Embracer had originally set this up. Their wording was exactly this. Gearbox is a creative developer of multiple original AAA game titles and franchises. The IP portfolio includes, among others, the well-renowned and critically acclaimed games Borderlands, Brothers in Arms, Homeworld, and Duke Nukem. And it went on to talk about Borderlands. And that's what got the attention of 2K, who then popped up and said, "Wait a minute, we're still working with Gearbox, and we still have the publishing rights to at least Borderlands 3." So, yeah, so what they said was, 2K says, as the proud publisher of the Borderlands franchise, we are happy for our partners at Gearbox and this exciting new chapter for their organization. This merger does not change 2K's relationship with Gearbox, nor our role as the publisher for the Borderlands IP or any other projects we are currently working on with the studio. Continuing our long-term partnership with this incredibly talented team and delivering many more exciting entertainment experiences to gaming fans around the world. So, what happens beyond that? Don't know.
SuPRCooPR is in the house.
SuPRCooPR.
Coop. We gotta give a shout of healing out to brother Coop.
Yeah.
Coop. So unfortunately, Coop's got the vid.
Well, it's like I told him. This is what happens when you're out there chasing naked men with beards on his rad bike, without a mask. That's what happens.
It is Portland. We love you, Coop, and I know he's in quarantine, and we talked to him. I know, Peter, you talked to him last night, and I talked to him. We both talked to him a couple nights ago. Just keep getting better, man. Get over this. You'll be back to 100% in no time. So all the best. Doing my best to keep Portland weird.
Yeah, sorry, sir. We got to keep our distance. We can't game with you this weekend. But
I don't think you can get the vid through Xbox Live.
You can. You can from somebody that plays from Portland.
Brother Avish is in the house again. I saw him earlier. I see him now.
Love you, brother Coop.
Yeah, we love you, Coop. So what do you guys make of this? I mean, we're starting to see this the well of single development studios start to dry up. So
I think it's just getting too hard, Keep cash flow going and other stuff, and a lot of competition and other stuff too.
Well, it is.
Well,
and also, I'm glad that it's not 10 cents snacking all this stuff up, because
I know you are.
I'm not too fond of.
I know. You got this anchor thing for 10 cent.
Yeah, I don't trust him for 10 cents.
Nice. No.
I'm just surprised that Embracer said, yeah, we'll take you. Don't. Oh, we can't have Borderlands. Okay. Well, I don't know. I wonder how that's going to work because if let's say they do a spin-off Borderland game, is that still beholden to 2K or?
Gearbox owns the IP, right? Just not published.
Gearbox owns the IP.
So, well, you don't know how the contract is with 2K. It could be like, very broad, like,
right.
We publish Borderlands, so period.
Well, and that's what and that's the wording. Their wording is literally as the proud publisher of the Borderlands franchise.
But there you go. It might be like at that point, like they can make another Borderlands without going through 2K or buying 2K off.
Or the games that were already published by 2K, maybe that's their stuff, but maybe going forward, whatever new Borderlands game, but that's under.
But maybe it cannot be called Borderlands
or Nordic.
So, well, that's a good point. That either. No, I don't know that that's the case, Peter, because they do own the IP. It's just the publishing rights.
Right. So who's going to publish it then? Maybe they have exclusive publishing right for, We don't know.
What does this mean for Gearbox in general? I'm just being honest. Yeah, so there's that.
Yeah, that comes with the package. Oops.
Yeah, that's right. And he is still going to run. He's still running. He will be the head of Gearbox.
Yeah.
So, the thing is, outside of Borderlands, Gearbox stuff isn't that great. Godfall was okay, right? I know you played Godfall, Peter.
No, I have not played it.
Oh, I thought you played Godfall.
No, sorry.
He did. The other Pete.
Yeah,
OEB Pete. Oh, OEB played it. I know
that game.
He loved it, but I have not seen. Carvey said, "You want another Aliens kernel machine?" And Infinite said, "You watch the words that come off of those lips."
Hey, who created Brothers in Arms games?
That was Gearbox.
Yeah.
Hey, those were good.
Those were fantastic.
Duke Nukem.
No, Duke's dead.
Yeah, Battleborn.
Oh. Well, Godfall was published by Gearbox Dread. Who developed? Hold on, let me go look it up because I thought they developed it too. Hold on.
Homeworld series.
Yeah, their stuff hasn't been.
And they worked on Half-Life, I guess.
Yeah, but we know who owns Half-Life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gearbox is a good. I love Borderlands. Played 1 and 2.
Counterplay games developed. Okay.
But that's about it as far as me with Gearboxes.
I
enjoyed Borderlands. But
I guess they helped some with Halo Combat Evolved too.
Oh, that's right. They did back in the day. Yeah. So, I don't know. Good for them. Maybe this leads to bigger, better stuff.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get another Brothers in Arms.
I would love another Brothers in Arms. I've got 2 of them. I've got the Road to Hill 30 and Earned in Blood, and those were fantastic games.
Hell's Highway, I got that one.
That's the one I'm missing. That's the third one that I'm missing.
Isn't that the one where they are in the Netherlands and they are in Eindhoven, in the Philips factory and stuff?
Was that the third one? I can't remember. It's been a while since I played them. I'd like to go back and might be a nice little streaming thing to do over a weekend. Let's do a little Brothers in Arms. Those were just really good games. They were really solid. So all right. So George Games said Duke Nukem was one of the worst games. The newer one, yes. The 2D side scroller Duke Nukems were awesome, but the first 3D Duke Nukem that 3D Realms made was awesome. I mean,
Yeah,
even on the Saturn that I play it on the Saturn and it's awesome. I never understood why my dad wouldn't let me play Duke Nukem until I hit the spacebar next to the stripper. So the other two acquisitions, Aspire Media rather. I don't know really as much about them. They do a little bit more. They're kind of a. I do know that they're kind of a.
They're in Austin, Texas. You're next to Chris.
Yeah, they're kind of a. They're kind of a middleware. I guess not middleware. I mean, they did work on. They did work on games like BioShock Infinite, Civilization. I think they did some work on Borderlands.
Empire.
Oh.
Yeah, they've done a lot.
Oh, yeah. Stubbs the Zombie.
They did Stubbs?
And released the first original published AAA game, Stubbs the Zombie, to Mac OS, Windows, and Xbox.
I remember Stubbs.
There was some
Civilization
Twitter,
6 mobile.
Twitter noise about Stubbs. It's coming back.
Oh, they had their hand in Star Wars Jedi Knight and Jedi Knight 2.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars Racer, Civilization 6. Commander Lilith, Borderlands 2, Layers of Fear Inheritance. So, okay. So it's kind of like, so it looks like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2,
Mm-hmm.
Mafia 3, DLC, they did DLC for Mafia 3, Command and Conquer Generals, Fahrenheit, Layers, so they were part of Layers of Fear. Okay.
And that probably makes sense because then they also work with Borderlands.
Yeah, they did a lot with Borderlands, actually.
So maybe it's part of that, they work together well.
Yeah, they did some DLC for Borderlands 2. They worked on the original Borderlands. They actually worked on the Handsome Collection. Remember the remaster? Yeah. So, okay. So that's a pretty good...
That makes sense together.
Yeah. No, it's a pretty good pickup. They worked on Observer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many... People don't realize there's so many studios out there that they're like contractors. They're part of big games out there. They're not the main studio, but, these big studios, they even, 343, they still, all these big games, there's always someone out there contracted to help with the game.
Right.
You got a lot of talent out there. Maybe some of these smaller studios, they have the know-how and so on to, take care of this and that. So
that's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
No. And then the last one, Easy Brain, is basically a mobile studio. So they do, mobile Sudoku, Nonogram,
Jigsaw, art puzzles,
pixel art. Yeah, some of the stuff my wife plays. Drum pad machine. Founded in 2016, Easy Brain is a mobile developer with more than 750 million downloads.
Wow.
Okay. So
times 99 cents.
Yeah. Right?
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
I don't know. I'm just making it up.
Mobile is a huge market. So
it is. People always downplay mobile. I don't understand why.
Hey, that's just the Switch follow that mold. Mobile, just
that's a handheld, brother. That's a handheld.
That's a handheld.
That's a Nintendo.
And the Switch Lite is definitely a handheld. So Back says Gearbox is a good developer for games. The problem is Randy Pitchford is porn USB. So, and yes, I miss Brothers in Arms too. That was
that's good stuff.
No, I have great memories of that franchise from my E3 days. Because if you remember, that game, that series, was really based in a lot more reality than a lot of the other games at the time. And I remember E3. I remember that year. There were 2 years of E3 where Sean and I got to meet. The hell was his name? Hold on, I'm gonna go looking. I'm gonna take a really quick look back at the archive. Is the old NLG sites back on the Wayback Machine? I'm gonna go look. There was a lieutenant colonel that was part of the development of that game, and I remember the first year he was doing the demo for the game. This colonel, he was showing people the realism of the game, and we were so blown away by it. So then we played the game that year. We came back the next year for the second game, which I think was Earned in Blood. Earned in Blood was the second one.
What year?
I'm looking at it now. So
Earned in Blood was the second one. Yeah, Road to Hill 30 was the first.
Yeah. So here, we'll give you guys a little bit of the old behind the scenes. You're gonna love this. Don't mind how the Wayback Machine has formatted my old website, but yeah. So 10505. This was the review I did in October of 2005, and I'm really just looking for here it is, Colonel John Antle, U.S. Army retired. So Colonel Antle, he's a historian, and so he showed us. Here, I'll go to the first one. Yeah. The first one was Road to Hill 30. And I reviewed that in March. Came out of March 2005. And in fact, since Fun Speculation said it was his favorite World War II style game, I gave it a 93 and a 94 out of 100. That's how much I liked this game. It was one of the most perfect games out there, and I still have all the video clips and stuff like that. And it's based on a true story. So here's the first one was based on the airdrop before, right before the invasion of Normandy. So Colonel John Antal was a technical advisor to the team. It was really cool because at E3 there was a when they were showing it off, they had like this big military, this big army tent set up on the show floor, and inside the tent was where they had the big big giant screen, and they were showing people the game, and he was showing like maps, like real maps of battlefields, and then showing in the game the map of the game, and it was wild. And I'll never forget this. The next year when we went back and we went to see Earned in Blood, that man remembered us from the year before.
Nice.
And took us back to see Earned in Blood behind the scenes. They weren't even showing it on the floor, but remembered Sean and I. And that things like that mean so much in the grand scheme of things to us when, just little NLG guys, we get remembered by a colonel who's working on a game. So yeah, that was a great series. So I'm very much with you, Mav, and maybe I will run through that series again. So Jay,
is it BC?
It is. I don't think it is.
Ooh,
I know.
Graphic God, brother.
All hail Jay. All hell jail.
okay.
Backward
Oh.
compatible.
Hey, OAB Pete, what's going on?
Pete's in the
Yeah.
house. Pete missed our Finnigan Fox
Yep.
talk.
He needs to rewind a little.
Hell's Highway is backward compatible.
Oh, okay. It is. I think is that the only one that was on 360?
I think you're right.
Huh,
Because
I
the-
thought I
because the
played more
first
of those
two-
games, but it's
The first two were Xbox. Hold
which
on.
one? Road to Hill. I mean, maybe it was. And then Blood.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
Infinite. You need to go tuck Jay.
Oh
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
For
So
you to tuck him in.
Road
Yeah, I
to
have
Hill.
to see which one I played.
Yeah, Road to Hill 30 and Earned in Blood were
Yeah,
both.
Hell's Highway was Operation Market Garden.
Yeah, so Road to Hill 30 was the night before D-Day.
Hmm.
And then Earned in Blood was 1944 D-Day plus 10. So 10 days after D-Day in Saint-Sauveur. So I think I want to say France. I got an itch to play this now.
Yeah.
Oh,
The thing is, like, there's so much to play. It's
I
ridiculous.
know, but
And then we want to go back to the games that we already played. It's like,
I know. This is somebody's not a mod. I gotta make you a mod. I'll have to make you a mod there, Jay. All right, so
I mean, he's not God for nothing, right?
I know, right?
God mod.
So anyway, so good things, I guess, for Gearbox and Aspire with all this. You hope?
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, George said he wants to send you some games so you can show it up on your Keisha.
Oh, the Razer
controller on
Kishi.
your Razer Kishi.
I can do that. I love my Razer Kishi.
Yeah, I'm thinking about picking that up.
Yeah, I very much love that thing. So,
I have one too.
oh, wait.
For the iOS.
Oh, you got one. Nice. So
now it needs proper xCloud, and then in heaven.
yes, I know. Well, it's supposed to be coming this year, right? The browser version.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it works well. That's the same layout as the Android one. I mean, the same, button colors where A is red and B is green. Yeah, kind of the opposite of the Xbox controller, but at least
Yeah,
Damn.
Nate.
at least A is an A and B is an B.
Yep. And Nate got
Coop one
Coop
too.
1. Yep.
Nice.
So this got us to an interesting question that we were talking about the other day in party chat, and I was like, man, we got to save this for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See,
Because-
and I remember what I said. Is like, you're gonna ask me what my opinion was, and
You're
now
not
I don't
gonna
even
remember
remember
it.
the topic.
I
so
forgot
that's
about
like,
it too.
sure.
Yes.
Right. Because there were some
refresh my memory.
rumors. There were some rumors going around that that maybe Microsoft wasn't done acquiring people either. That maybe there was another. There might be another big. Another big
Witty!
acquisition.
Look who's there.
Oh my God, Witty, brother Witty.
Witty.
What is
Long
going
time
on, man?
no
Man, every week in 2021
Hey.
is just better than the last.
Yeah.
The chat is popping right now, and I appreciate everybody that has shared us out and thumbed up. I appreciate everybody. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, very much so. You guys,
Yeah.
we always say you guys make us what we are, and just to see, just to see everybody here is it's awesome. So,
Yeah, here comes Caitlin. What's up, Caitlin?
yep. She was here a little earlier.
Yeah,
She's making cookies. I
Yeah.
saw her on Twitter. She was
I must
making
run, I walked
cookies.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and
So-
wings too. She made wings earlier. It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
they're looking so good.
By the way, so and so this also, I was thinking about this earlier today too, because one thing that I forgot to say about the Gearbox purchase by Embracer is, I don't know how much you can put stock in this, but Brad Sams on Twitter was it today? I think it was either today or I think it was today. Said that Microsoft was actually looking to buy Gearbox.
Yeah. And then
I'm
it
sure
talked
they
to
looked their
Andy
way, yeah.
Pitchfork and said,
Yeah, like, oh shit, hurry up. Mhm.
yeah.
So he said he believed Microsoft looked at Gearbox, but wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
I think the
kinda
relationship
don't
between
blame.
Gearbox
And, what's his
Randy
name?
Pitchfork and
Yeah.
Microsoft is not. I don't think it's is as good as some other relationship.
Yeah, I don't think you
Probably
want that
not.
kind of drama.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
So, but it got us to thinking the other day. There were rumors flying about, and I'm not big on rumors. Not big on rumors, but there were rumors floating about that Microsoft was looking to make another big acquisition.
I don't think that's a rumor though. Didn't
You don't
Satya
think?
Nadella and other stuff,
He's big.
they're
I mean,
still looking for some big purchases and stuff.
he has really wrapped his arms around the gaming division. We really went from, and to be quite honest, we went from Microsoft was going to sell off Xbox and spin it off and get rid of it, to Satya Nadella has made the gaming division really a central part of Microsoft. I mean, that's and it showed up, and if we talked about last week, it showed up in their financial results for the second quarter. Their overall, their gaming division was up just some crazy amount, and I think the Xbox, hardware sales itself were up 86%. So they know, Nadella knows, and I think that they said, if I heard it right, that without even a new game hitting the market they haven't even closed the deal with ZeniMax, and they're already cash flush with it. Like, they're already break even with being, like, it's almost like they could have just hand ZeniMax $7 billion in small unmarked bills.
Oh, pennies, truckloads.
So, which, by the way, and I know I'm going off on a squirrel, type tangent, but since I brought up
ZeniMax,
since I brought up ZeniMax, on a more somber kind of note, real quick, they did announce that Robert Altman, the founder and CEO of ZeniMax and Bethesda, did pass away suddenly. I don't think there was a whole lot more information about it, other than a really nice statement from his son on the Bethesda website, in which his son wrote a really beautiful kind of remembrance of him. So it was Raphael, my brother from the Children's Guild. So one of the things, what struck me, it was from James Altman, who was his son, who wrote this, and he was really, it was a really beautiful kind of write up on his dad. And one thing that stuck out, they talked about the Microsoft purchase, and he writes, One of Robert's most defining personal qualities was how he always looked out for people and cared for them. I find it fitting that Robert's final great professional accomplishment in a long career of professional accomplishments was to make a deal to be acquired by Microsoft. Robert and I had strategic discussions many times, and he was always uncompromising that he would never make a deal if our developers would not support it. Quote, I don't care how much money anyone offers. We will never be acquired unless it's a good home for our studios, he would say. I can't think of a better home than Microsoft, and all the more fitting we will soon be working for Phil Spencer, of course, yet another of Robert's close friends, and a man Robert regularly described as one of the greatest minds in our industry. Closing our deal with Microsoft will be a bittersweet moment for all of us, but I take comfort in knowing that our company is and will be in the capable hands of Robert's friends. And I know that we'll continue to honor his legacy by making the world's greatest games for our fans. And he said, I could write endless stories about Robert, but I think it is most appropriate to close with a few of his life lessons which he often shared. 1, nothing in life is as important as family and friends. Nothing else actually matters. 2, turn square corners and live a life of integrity. You'll sleep well. And 3, discipline and hard work are more important than talent. And in parentheses, and come to a meeting prepared. So, just want to say, our condolences to the entire ZeniMax family, to the Altman family, to Bethesda, and we're really sorry for your loss, and hopefully the best will be yet to come for ZeniMax and his legacy.
Yeah.
So, Cerebral Paul says his wife was Linda Carter. I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Wow. So he won on all fronts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a good-looking woman.
Yes, she is.
Like you said, prayers and condolences to the family, and definitely appreciate what he's done for gaming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I just wanted, since we were kind of going over, but I wanted to get that out before we got through too much of the show, and I had forgotten about that. So, but getting back to the question that we had kind of talked about was, with all the rumors of another big acquisition, who? Yeah, that show was yes, it was for me too. It wasn't a whip there, Niall. It was the lasso.
The lasso of truth.
Yes, get your superheroes right, Niall. Anyway, we started talking about who would be a target for another Microsoft acquisition, and considering that they bought ZeniMax and spent $7.5 billion, and apparently already have that in the bank to pay. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for them to go after another big development company, or even another super studio. So, I mean, I've heard a couple of names, but who's left on the block that really would?
Yeah. And it also has to be easy, right? Because we were talking in a chat, and we thought about, like, maybe Japanese, like, maybe a Sega. I mean, Sega's restructuring.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, putting the gaming division separated from their whatever stuff.
From the Sammy. Yeah.
From the Sammy stuff. So, that might make it easier.
And they've got a great new relationship with Microsoft. I mean,
they definitely have something going on.
They've got something.
Yakuza's
Phantasy Star Online 2, which is still exclusive to them.
And we keep seeing teasers of Hedgehog pictures, from
Sonic. So
I mean,
it's a possibility. I mean,
Pete says Capcom is on the block.
With Capcom,
Capcom is another one.
And I tell you what, that would be great. And I think I had brought up maybe over the weekend that I thought if they wanted to revive and go back to revisit Scalebound, that Capcom would be perfect because Monster Hunter is the perfect example of what I think Scalebound could be similar.
Like they just merged it.
Yeah.
Scalebound
Konami
DLC.
was also supposed to be in talk. There's talk of Konami. They got some excellent IPs.
Konami is to me feels a little more far-fetched.
It probably is.
Yeah.
I mean, they
I don't know. I don't know enough. I mean, in the sense of like,
they just dropped their latest. They just dropped their latest earnings, and they had a record. They had a record 9 months. I mean, I was looking at their financials, and they did pretty well. And really without a lot of big, without a lot of big games. I mean, they're doing it on the back of Winning 11 and Yu-Gi-Oh. So I don't know. I don't know if and I don't know. I would
said Intellivision will acquire Microsoft.
Yes, there you go, Tommy.
Dude, imagine that, man. Tommy,
yeah, Tommy's the head of Xbox.
Yeah, they need a system for on a submarine.
Oh,
but like Annihilator, like Konami. I think Konami makes more sense to join Sony because their relationship with them. But Sega definitely makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Sega makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Sega makes a lot of sense. Hey, Mantic, what's going on?
Yeah,
and all these green
brother.
names. Love all these green names. Love our. Thank you. I know I pitched our membership earlier, but I also want to thank everybody who is a member, who's got the green name and's got the NLG little thing by them. You guys are awesome and we love you. That's why we're trying to do some of those cool things, like give you guys heads up on videos and stuff, because it means the world to us that you support us in that way. So really appreciate it.
Quick shout out to Necromantic. He's my coworker. We talk games, and he just got his PC together. Necromantic, maybe remind me. He got the latest. I'm trying to remember. Not AMD, but I think it was the other one that just came out that he was waiting on. But he was a big time Counter-Strike player back in the day, and I told him, hey, anytime he got his PC together, you want to jump in and play some Halo with us?
Yeah,
Friday nights and stuff. So
used to like Counter-Strike. I haven't played it in years.
I don't think I've ever played it.
And I believe he just had his baby, so shout out to
Whoa!
Congrats.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, Cerebral Paul, appreciate it, brother.
Becoming a friend of NLG.
Oh,
appreciate
awesome!
it.
Thank you. I'm gonna add him.
Make sure you get that money back from Stubbs.
Maybe he just had a little quick convo and he got it wired.
Nice.
My brother Necromantic said he had an AMD Ryzen 9 5980. So he got a serious PC going, and it looked cool too. He showed me a picture earlier.
No. So,
you know who another big publisher / dev I'm thinking about is Ubisoft. Ubisoft, it's
if they're gonna make
it's owned by by that family, right?
The Guillemot family. The Guillemot family.
The Guillemot. The Guilty family, and I mean, it's there's a little bit of trouble in that family, so I can see them like, hey, how can we go on, and it's just sell it, but you need to have somebody who has deep pockets because it's not gonna be cheap.
Yeah, and Garvey, we'll get to you. I see you, Garvey. We'll get to your point in a minute. Once we talk about who we think, we'll address what you're saying. Don't worry, I got you, brother.
So I can definitely see Ubisoft being a candidate.
Well, and remember, they just came off of a near hostile takeover.
Right.
Vivendi came in and tried to rip the company out from them. Maybe, and it was a win for the Guillemot family to not cave into that. But that doesn't mean that at some point maybe they get a little tired of running the show by themselves, and
Yeah.
they've also had to put a couple games on the back burner, and
didn't they also have issues with people leaving due to sexual harassment and other
they
stuff?
had some big problems
So
with that.
it's- Right. And I think one of them is it's one of the family members. So it's like maybe at that point it's like, hey, let's
Yeah.
just
Well, and
So,
and I actually I knew one of them from the old days. That was very surprising. So yeah, I mean I could definitely see that. Somebody had mentioned 2K, but I don't think 2K is anywhere near.
no.
They've got as long as they got Rockstar, I don't think they need to go anywhere.
That's going to be so expensive that
No.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, Microsoft can afford it, but
Yeah. Capcom.
Yeah, but would it be Vice though?
I don't think
know if
so.
that's
I don't know.
well, I mean, I think just for Rockstar GTA's, like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's like guaranteed money right there.
That's true.
But will it once it's under the Microsoft umbrella though?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think they
true.
do.
And I also think like, when a company gets acquired, it has to fit in with, like a family, like the Bethesda ZeniMax, they were kind of more family with Microsoft that fits right in, and Insomniac with Sony, it's like, it's like,
yeah,
those
I
are very
agree.
good matches. So you have to find something. I mean, sure, if you pay enough money, and probably eventually you can acquire any and everybody, but
Oh.
it's just,
So Garvey keeps asking why Microsoft has to do this, why they can't just make their own games. So I get it, but at the same time,
PlayStation, Nintendo,
Yeah,
they all have to acquire. Yeah,
yeah,
the thing is,
and-
building something from scratch is going to be super hard.
yes, it is.
When you look
It
at
just is.
the what's it called? That's the Microsoft Studio. That's Perfect Dark Studio. I forgot the name.
Initiative.
The initiative.
The initiative. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I mean, it
Speaking
takes.
of that, well, after you say your
Yeah, I mean, it takes time to,
it does.
get a
But-
studio together, and then having to ship their first game, and then who knows what happens after their first game. I mean, at that point, how well that team jive together. I mean, it might fall halfway apart, and we don't know. I mean,
And
that's
let's
like
and
super hard.
let's be honest. Naughty Dog and Insomniac were not internal development studios for Sony. Sony had to buy. Sony bought Naughty Dog. Sony bought Insomniac.
Yeah.
Right. So this happens. This
And
is
it
happening
just come
more
out
and
of
more
there, yeah.
because
What about Guerrilla Games?
Guerrilla, I think,
so
was
too.
part of the. Well, it might be, and at the same time, Sony, just like Microsoft, has shuttered studios, and you know what? It gives them more IP. I don't care what it gives them more
Exactly.
IP.
I don't know.
They
Hey,
bought
if it's in Game Pass, I do not care. If they were
Compulsion Games.
homegrown or
Compulsion Games was purchased. They're working on their next game.
even Halo.
But
That
here's
came
another
in,
thing. I mean, even
Yeah.
if Microsoft's going to stand up more studios, they need more. They need to pad that
Mhm.
Game Pass with their own
Yeah,
controlled studios, regardless if they are purchased
and
Well,
they've
or homegrown. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
they've tried to build studios that just don't make it through. I mean,
But the problem, people got to remember, Xbox is younger. Got into the game later than Sony. When Sony came in, they had to do everything they can, make deals with third party and all that to get attention. People who were all about Nintendo and Sega, and they had to acquire studios so they could start. Hey, we got this only. I remember like GTA was only on PlayStation. So that was a big one for me, playing on PS1 and 2. And they had to grow too. They built that foundation. Xbox is about a generation behind, I think, maybe two, or it takes a while, and they built that foundation. still growing, going in the right direction, and Game Pass is the best value I've ever, for me.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, it's easy to buy a studio because then you have people who work to get in. As long as they kind of fit the mold of and developing from scratch. That's why we're buying loaves of bread and we're not baking ourselves every day.
Let's look. Sony bought Psygnosis, Naughty Dog, Incognito. They did buy Guerrilla Games, so you're right. They bought Guerrilla Games in 2005. They bought Zipper. They bought
Night Graphic God.
Good night, Jay. They bought Evolution Studios. I mean, they bought Media Molecule. Remember that in 2011? They bought Sucker Punch. So this idea that you can't buy a studio
not too long ago.
and Insomniac. So,
but here's another reason.
And
it's either like buy them or your competitors will buy
right,
them.
or somebody else gets in. So
Mike Garvey just
and then here's
trolling us.
another
Hey,
one that's like
you
10
gotta
cents
talk
or
for
even
track.
your
I-
10 cents, like
the games
Hey,
are
don't fall for Mike Garvey's troll. He's trolling us.
the games
Yeah,
are coming, and it's not the place.
Games have been published. Calm
yeah.
down.
They're Microsoft and Sea of Thieves, by the way. How many millions of people are playing Sea of Thieves right now? And Sea of Thieves is
too many.
I mean, Sea of Thieves is still kicking long after people wrote it off. And by the way, Mike, that game, Mr. Garvey, that game was what Rare wanted to make, where Microsoft, I mean, they didn't shove Kinect down Rare's throats. They wanted to do Kinect stuff too, but Sea of Thieves was their pet projects, and you know what? That's Witty sees the topic on the right, and this actually goes really good with the Google Stadia news, because this is something very interesting. So while Microsoft and other companies are buying up small places, Google's decided not to even bother. So Google shuttered its entire first-party studio. So, why aren't you mad at Google?
Stadia out.
Mike? Yeah, you say really. Stadia might be Google Gonia.
Mike Garvey doesn't even play Xbox game. He just plays
Can I now?
anime, hentai games. What is he worried about?
Did you say hentai games?
Yeah.
now.
Stop. Rare did not leave. The top guys of Rare left. Rare is still there, and they're making the game that they wanted to make. And it's actually, I'm trying to look up. There's like 15, 20 million people playing Sea of Thieves. So this idea that Sea of Thieves is not is, oh my God, Rare's not making. No, would the rest of us like to make? And Ukulele wasn't the game Rare wanted to make, and honestly, wasn't the greatest game. I've played Ukulele. It's not. I get what they were trying to do. It's not Banjo-Kazooie. Sorry, it's not. But at the same time, yeah, would I like another Conquer game? I really would. I could give or take Banjo-Kazooie, but we're getting perfect. We're getting
maybe
perfect
Delilah
dark.
Studios would be
There you
good
go.
in helping make this.
Yeah, Delilah made Battletoads, so there's a Battletoads. There's a no, Mike, you don't have to stop. We get you, brother. This is why we love the. This is why
He's trolling us. I'm trolling
I know.
him.
This is why we love the chat room, because you guys have opinions, and we don't ignore the opinions, good, bad, or indifferent. You're not fanboying. You're not being disrespectful, and we can make this a M squared topic for the 13th. So, I don't need to be hard on anybody. I love gaming. I don't need to be hard on Microsoft. I don't need to be hard on Sony. I don't need to be hard on anybody.
Hard on 10 cents.
Hard on 10 cent. Damn it. That's the one thing that can unite us.
We can't do that. Sorry.
So I mean, I I don't care if they buy studios or not. Honestly, I really don't. It's
No,
more
I just want to
along,
have good games in Game Pass. Period.
Yes, I want more. I want
it.
more good games.
However they want to do it. Yeah.
So this does lead to the Google Stadia thing. I mean,
Oh, there was also Amazon news. Don't forget that.
I will bring up the Amazon news. That's why I said and other. That's why I put and other stuff.
And other stuff. Yeah.
Because so Stadia basically shut down its first party studio. So
studios too, right?
Were there two? Yeah. So Phil Harrison, who I guess just goes and destroys companies now, wherever he goes, said, "Given our focus on building the proven technology of Stadia, as well as that was my as well as deepening our business partnerships, we decided that we will not be investing further in bringing exclusive content from our internal development team, SG&E, beyond any near-term planned games," is what Phil said. And didn't
But what this also can mean is not their own exclusive stuff, but it could have other exclusive stuff.
That is true. That is true. Like Baldur's Gate. Remember, Baldur's Gate is there. Nah, Witty. I love you, Witty. I've missed you, Witty. I really have, honest to God, missed you, man. I really have. I don't know if you know, my Twitter was destroyed, so you have to come back to Discord. So, so here's the other piece, by the way. Remember when they brought in Jade Redmond? Remember her?
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
EA?
Oh. Yeah.
She's out. So she's leaving as part of this restructuring because there's no, And by the way, okay, Nordic published 70 games in 3 years. They bought Warhorse.
Mm-hmm.
They bought studios. So
Everybody buys studios. It's
So-
the quickest way to.
Gears 6
Expand.
hasn't even been announced yet. See, and by the way, Bethesda's games that are coming out are still getting published. Ghostwire is still coming out. Last I checked. What was the other one? Deathloop is still coming out. Last I checked. And in fact, not only are they coming out, but Microsoft is still being kind enough to let those games come out on the PlayStation as exclusives. So Microsoft.
And who knows what other games are still being, coming to PlayStation and other platforms.
Yeah, I think that is overblown. I think it is more important that Google Stadia is probably on its way out the door. I can't imagine.
The business model is kind of weird. Because you have to buy the games to run on their thing. And,
yeah.
And if you pull the plug, you have nothing.
No, you're right. What do you got? You've got a controller right. So Dreadpool is asking, didn't Jade go to Xbox, or was that someone's wish rumor? All we know is that she's leaving Google. We don't have any news on where she's going at the moment. We just know that she's leaving Google. So,
Michael Garvey says Microsoft has a bad habit of taking far too long on the Forza's regular, and that's why they need more studios so they can pump out these games.
Exactly.
One new game a month.
They just right.
You need 36 studios to do that. Unless they do two. Unless they do, develop 2 games simultaneously. But there you go. Let's do the math. If it takes 3 years for a game.
Oh, Xbox will be fine. He can wait.
They'll be fine. They will be
won't hold-
I know he's older than us.
Hey, one thing, if you hold your breath, you won't get corona, right?
That's
right.
And you can avoid the Phantom.
Yeah, that's
So, I mean, the games and them buying another studio does not prevent the other studios from stopping development. Nobody is going, halt!
it. Yeah.
We're buying another studio. Everybody else, stop what you're doing. That's not how it
Reset,
works.
start from scratch.
Right. It's not how it works. In the meantime, we got a great expansion for Gears 5, which the three of us have to finish.
Yes, we're so close, but we can't get together.
I know.
We're together, we're playing all the games.
I know.
Blame it on the medium.
Psychonauts is still coming out this year, so that's double fine. Undead Labs is still working on their game. So it is.
Scorn might come out this year.
Yeah, but is Scorn an Xbox Game Studio game?
No, but it's exclusive to Xbox.
I'm not counting third-party exclusives. Like the medium, I'm not counting the medium because Microsoft didn't publish or have anything to do with the medium. So, but anyway, I know we keep drifting back to that. There's
if it's Game Pass, I don't give a shit, exclusive or not.
Whoever made that game, and the thing is, if a game is good, the game is good.
Right. So on the heels, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's like the other news was that Jeff Bezos from Amazon is stepping down.
Yes, he is.
And who's filling his place? I forgot the gentleman's name.
Andy Jassy.
But he's from the cloud division, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
So we have on Microsoft Satya Nadella. Now we have this guy. It's all this cloud folks that are now in charge of the whole company.
They said that the cloud services has made more money than all the other services lately. Like my wife works for Oracle. Cloud is huge for them now. These past couple of years, they've really jumped on it.
Azure,
Microsoft, Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Azure, Amazon Web Services, and
But I mean, but Oracle's not really into gaming, right?
Right.
No, but they. My wife does tell me that they do have contracts. They've had a Sony contract.
Oh yeah, I mean they're right.
But not.
But, I mean, they're not in the gaming business per se.
No.
Yeah.
They're just in a. But Amazon is. So Amazon is another big competitor that could all of a sudden decide like, hey, if we want to.
They could, but they haven't done
serious
anything.
about gaming. We're going to invest. So,
Well,
the new
Twitch.
Well, Andy Jassy says that's happening. In fact, he wrote an email to the Amazon staff saying some businesses take off in the first year, others take many years. Though we haven't consistently succeeded yet in AGS, which I guess is Amazon Game Studios, I believe we will if we hang in there. So the new guy coming in is absolutely. He's like, okay, Stadia out of the way. We're
probably like high-fiving themselves, like, yes, okay, one down.
Mm-hmm. And Microsoft isn't going to be so quick to step aside, and Sony doesn't really care about the streaming stuff, and neither does Nintendo. Those guys don't. So really, your two big titans of game streaming, true game streaming, are going to be Project xCloud and Amazon Luna.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a great question for the both of you. Is there viable room for both of them?
Yes, I would think so.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's up to them to prove to people that want, like, we were talking earlier, like, there's nothing about Stadia that's attracted me to play. We're capable of using it, because of how you can play their games through the browser and all that. But nothing really attracted me to try it. If they get a certain game that's like, oh shit, I gotta play that. Yeah. I mean, if Amazon with their Luna and all that does something the same, I'll definitely give it a shot.
Well, and look, we talked about Luna's service and what they offer. They've got a really good kind of backbone to their service too. The controller being the actual thing that connects to the service. That's pretty, stuff like that is pretty cool. Their pricing is at least right now, $6 a month to get access to it. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Now, contrast that with, they're two different styles. Microsoft has decided not to charge extra or charge separately for xCloud. It's part of Game Pass Ultimate. For now. So there was my second question. Do you think that Microsoft will offer, when it's out of beta, do you think they'll offer a standalone xCloud subscription?
I can see that.
Yeah, for mobile, yeah. Or even on PC, I guess. Or even TVs. I think you'll see an xCloud app on the TV or mobile, and whatever. Once they get it established, because they have deals where you could buy a new phone and you get, I think, Game Pass for so many months, whatever. So now you can try some of those games on your mobile phone. So they're just trying to get people hooked. They're like, oh yeah, I like this, and then maybe I can see maybe like $5 a month alone for a standalone, probably a good deal.
Michael Garvey says it will be bundled and cost more, and it will still win. I can see being bundled with Comcast Xfinity or Verizon or something.
The Ultimate Game Pass, should still be part of that.
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not as Ultimate Game Pass, but just the xCloud.
Yeah. So, Dredd, I know the original beta ended September 1st, but they're still considering it beta. If you go to their,
it's not even on iOS. So.
Yeah, it's not even on iOS, right? So they're actually
alpha.
Just so you see, they're actually calling it calling it a blank website.
Well, there you go.
See, that's it. It's done.
And I saw some on Twitter. I saw some little bit of criticism, but like, what is they actually calling it? Right there, it says cloud gaming. Is it xCloud?
Yeah,
cloud gaming. Like,
I don't think
Papa Pete. Brother Papa Pete. He was sneaky, snuck in. He was listening for the last 90 minutes and going, "What the hell are they talking about? I just want to hear more Amico." So that's my old ass brother gamer right there. Guys, got to check out Papa Pete's channel, man. There's some seriously good stuff. And if you need to know, well, except for Garvey, if you need to know about what the best beers are out there, Papa Pete is your man.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
So anyway, I'm sorry, Peter, you're right. What are they calling? I think maybe xCloud was the, like Project Scorpio, Project
Natal.
Right, Natal. Pour one up for my kid.
Yeah, I know.
So, yes, I'm showing it on the screen, Dredd. You're driving. That's why you're listening and not actually seeing the screen. Do not be Dredd. If you are driving, do not be looking at your phone. So you're officially excused from not seeing what's on the screen right now because you're driving. Keep lurking. But yeah, so I'll narrate for you. I brought up the website for the, now they're calling it cloud gaming, but they are still calling it beta, Dredd. And that's what I was looking at, because it says beta. When I fire it up on my phone, it still says beta too. Yeah. So I'll do that real quick, and you guys.
I think once it graduates to iOS, they'll probably remove that beta piece.
Could be
solid and
could be. So, yeah, I mean, and by the way, it's a Razer Kishi.
Yeah, such nice.
So
that's it. Yeah.
Except that's the
Xbox version. That's the $99 version.
Bring it up. How the buttons call it?
ABXY.
That's correct.
Yeah, ABXY.
No. They're branded correctly, but they call it too.
Yes, they're the right color. That is true.
They're the right colors.
You just don't get the Xbox logo right on the.
Better than Nintendo's thing. They have.
He says Fortnite still says beta. Also, just saying. I'm just going off what Microsoft is saying. I far be it from us to as Mike Garvey says, far be it from us. But see, even like right on the bottom of, you can't see it. It says right on the bottom of the phone as it's loading up. It says beta. So it's still.
What? It almost looked like it said Sega.
Wouldn't that be awesome? So I mean, it really does still say beta, Dread.
Yeah, it does.
So, and I think, look, it's fully functional, which is all I care about.
I still think it's in beta. Once they officially say standalone, this is how much it costs for standalone, or you can get it in a bundle with, Ultimate Game Pass or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Maybe you play too much on the Kishi, you get a tattoo in your left hand.
But I will say, as far as, because, when Phil had mentioned about, they're competing with Google and Amazon, and that they're talking about the cloud gaming, because those other two, they have the money to put something together and make some serious dent, acquire studios. But here we just saw that Stadia is pretty much closed their first party stuff down, and they're just going to focus on third party stuff coming in. So it's kind of weird, maybe they'll do some time exclusive stuff, but it's kind of hard to really, like, how are they going to be able to attract people and to keep people using Stadia if they're not going to have any first party exclusive content, because I'm not really big on exclusives, but I do understand you need exclusive, just like any service, a subscription service, Netflix and all that, they're doing their own movies and TV shows. Xbox realized that, and that's why they're out there acquiring studios, because they need to have that content coming on a regular basis so people can subscribe to their services. That's where the future is going, subscription services. That's where we're already there,
Do you think we're going to see more from Sony on the perspective?
They've been kind of slow on that, and I think they know that's where they got to go. But then, they're pushing PS5 hardware sales, but they've done well. I saw on the deal, they've done well in the PSN Plus growth, making money there. I haven't really seen much from PSN Now. They don't seem to be pushing that as much. But, you would think they would have to eventually start pushing that subscription and pushing, hey, now you can, play PSN Now on mobile. I heard you can play it on PC, right? PSN Now is streaming on PC, or?
I think so. I don't know. I have no experience.
I thought Coop had told me that. But yeah,
yeah.
And of course Nintendo's Nintendo. I mean,
and they have some streaming too, though. You can stream some games.
So Mike also says Sony is lacking in new games, so they're reloading. So, and this is it's really funny because this is kind of the cycle we go through, right?
Yeah.
Microsoft at the beginning of the Xbox One era shot off with a bunch of games, and it took them a while and of course, because they lacked in studios, as part of the reason they purchased studios was to, they're loading up, and Microsoft's about to shoot off game after game after game after game. Mm-hmm. Sony did that. Sony, God of War, they had God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, 2 Spider-Mans. That all
didn't come out right away at launch.
Yeah, and a Gran Turismo, and so they have to reload it. And The Last of Us 2.
And Ghost of Tsushima right at the end.
And Ghost of Tsushima. So they shot off a bunch of games 2019 and 2020. And so now they're in reloading mode. They've got to get new games in development. Jahan, what's up, bro?
Yeah, and I'll say the same thing too. They already showed us the next Horizon. They showed us next God of War coming. Yeah,
look, Ratchet and Clank's coming.
I don't play on PlayStation. I'm a preferred Xbox gamer, but there's nobody's lacking of finding games to play on, even on PlayStation right now. They're Miles Morales, I think I heard that did well recently. Yeah. They got some other Returnal is coming.
That's been pushed to April, by the way.
Yeah, and that's kind of like their medium game, a AA type game. they're both doing the same thing. These games are coming.
They're coming. Of course they're coming. Nah, of course they're coming. They're coming all across the board. I'm not worried about it either. So it's all in. It's like I said, the whole point of kind of shifting to Stadia is because if anybody's in trouble, it's them.
Yeah, that's kind of weird how they. Well, I was just looking too. One of the games that I really enjoyed is Journey to Savage Planet, which is Typhoon Studio, and they got acquired from Stadia. So now what happens to them? I thought that that game was a great game. I think that was their first game they did when they first formed Journey to Savage Planet. They're a new studio, and that was their first game, I think.
Typhoon, you're right.
Yeah.
So that's a good.
Now I'm like, what happens to them?
They got shut down.
And that's crazy. I'd like.
What happened to those IPs?
Well,
Sony's good. I mean,
that game came out before they were acquired.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that was published from 505, I think.
So Savage Planet was.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see that studio keep going, and that was a great first game.
And maybe that's a studio that Microsoft looks at.
I mean, that's a good. Yeah, that game was in Game Pass, so who knows? Maybe they'll talk to Xbox.
Yeah, and I don't know what happens to those IPs. I mean, if they're shutting down, I mean, Google may still own the IPs. If you think about it, when Microsoft shuttered Lion's Head, they still own the Fable IP. So it doesn't mean that the
true, but Microsoft is still, still having studios that could.
No, that's true.
IP. But if Google doesn't have their own things, they have to outsource it or just sit on it, and slowly people will forget about it.
Yeah. Maybe they just get released and they go back to owning their own. I mean, well, Bungie was a little different because Bungie didn't own the Halo IP, but maybe. I don't know. Maybe Typhoon goes back out on its own and
buys back the IP.
Yeah. Okay, so it's understood that the studio formerly known as Typhoon Games, according to one site, says will also be departing. So maybe they get to leave and take their stuff with them. That would be the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So that would be the right thing.
Would be, but I don't know if. I don't know how nice Google is in that perspective.
Don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a shame.
It is a shame.
What was y'all were talking about? What was her name? Jade, whatever, the one that
Jade Raymond.
And she came from EA, right? What's funny?
She was also Ubisoft. She was also she was on the Assassin's Creed team.
Yeah, and she was at EA, right? She was on Motive. Was it Motive Studio?
Yep.
And then that got shut down, and then she goes to Google, and then she gets shut down again over there.
Yeah. So, she's had a bad run.
Yeah.
Which sucks because
she's
a great talent. Who she would be a good fit at is Lucasfilm Games. Lucasfilm Games.
Yeah. Or Initiative.
Or the Initiative.
There's studios there in the Xbox have that she can come in. She's got the talent. I mean.
Here you go. Just create a new studio.
Yeah.
Or being
there you go.
Ahead.
Maybe Typhoon Studios. Maybe they become a
team up. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, it's.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how that was all handled with Stadia. But
I mean, it's like they didn't give it long enough to give it a chance.
No, they didn't.
I mean, what did they expect? And here's an example of why, starting a studio from scratch is taking so freaking long. I mean, Google says like time's up,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
It takes a long time.
And that's why, like,
what I've heard is like, Jade, she said that it's going to take time.
yeah.
yeah. So
Start stuff from scratch.
No, Mark Garvey, you're not opinionated.
not
at all.
opinionated at all. No.
But we appreciate it.
No. And since everybody else is having good news, in other news, so Sony also doing really well this holiday season. They announced that they sold 4.5 million PlayStation 5 consoles during holiday quarter. That is a
Too bad 4 million are still in scalpers' hands.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey.
3 million under scalpers' hands.
Yeah.
Right. So
Sony doesn't care, right?
right. Their entire gaming division is up 40%, which is so their software sales it's helped as well. So to Mike's point about why didn't Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us 2 come out on PS5? Because honestly, those games were still selling. First off, they're still selling to 105 or 110 or 120 million PS4 owners, and kind of the same reason that Halo Infinite was not going to be. Yeah, Miles Morales was a PS4.
Was on both, yeah.
That's why Halo Infinite was going to be, Xbox One as well.
It's still going to be also.
And still going to be because there's still there's still a loyal PlayStation following, and it's hard to get those consoles right now. I got lucky, so. It's not greed. It's not greed. It's playing to the market. It's playing to the market that you have. The PlayStation 5 wasn't even out when those games came out. So you're going to deprive your largest market of, think about it. You're going to deprive your largest market of your two big games just to hold them off to sell what? A million or two?
If they had enough supply, they could.
Yeah.
Force
no
people
way
to
they
upgrade.
could
But they
sell.
didn't.
No, they didn't.
So
And they're not.
it's like,
And they're not
2020,
gonna.
bad timing. Yeah.
But yeah,
That's-
it's
That's why they can play it in a few years and they move over. No, that's you know what that does? What that does is that alienates your base. That just alienates your base. And that's not how you do business.
It's like a Band-Aid. You need to rip it off. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
No, those days are over.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So, Miles Morales sold 4.1 million units at the end of December. I guarantee you.
You don't know the split, right?
You don't know the split, but I
we
guarantee
don't.
you that while the bulk of that was probably PS5 because probably a good attach rate.
I don't have the game yet.
Yeah.
There's
not me.
There's a
I'm
lot
sure.
of people that bought the PS4 version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're doing really, and they're doing that without having to push PlayStation Now. They're really not pushing a Game Pass type, and they don't have to because their games and I'm not a big fan of what's his name who's running the show right now.
Mike Mullis, right there.
Yeah, right.
I just kidding.
I can't remember. Oh my God, why can't I remember his name?
Who? Sony?
Yeah.
Herman Hulse?
No, the guy was that who's? No, the
Ryan.
Jim Ryan. Thank you.
Oh, Jim Ryan.
Jim Ryan. Yeah, Ryan something. Thank you, Dinner. See, Project Jeff comes in with the dance move. Ryan. Stop it a minute. He called it. He said, we don't need PlayStation Now to sell our games. And he's right. He's right. That's just the, you give him credit for calling it on the nose. They don't need it. And I'm not saying that, Microsoft needs xCloud. Obviously they don't, but they're pushing Game Pass. They're pushing Game Pass as their big as their big selling point to the Xbox ecosystem, and Sony doesn't have to do that because they put out quality games, and stop, folks. I'm not saying that there's no quality Microsoft games, but they put out games that people that their base buys. That's just the way it is. So, yeah. So,
say like he's saying, Breath of the Wild, yeah, it launched with the Switch, but it also still came out on the Wii U.
Yeah, it did. Yes, it did.
So it, So.
All right, so now Garvey is trolling. Now I'm convinced Garvey is trolling.
He's been trolling.
I'm convinced he's trolling now because that's
never trusted other M.
I'm gonna tell Pete on you.
This is what happens when Pete's not around.
I'm telling you, we need Pete to put you in your place tomorrow night. I will be in that chat. You know I'm going to be there. So, but there. So again, another. The gaming. I think gaming overall, is in great shape.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I go to stores once in a while, and I still can't find. Yeah, I still can't find a PS5 or an Xbox Series X or an S for that matter either to save my life. So I can't.
Yeah.
But here's the whole thing with I mean, it's this whole COVID situation. Like a lot of people who haven't gamed in a while picked up gaming again. And so at least it was good for something.
Look how many friends we've made over this last year being stuck.
But I mean, we were all. I mean, everybody was already gaming, but I'm just talking about a lot of.
Well, you're right. A lot of new gamers.
Call them casuals for simplicity, but.
Yeah, a buddy of mine at work, he just talked about it today, at the end of the day, and he was telling me he saw that look, they're gonna have Xbox and PS5s at Walmart or whatever. So he said he tried to go in and he was gonna get the Xbox One S or Series S. He had in his in the queue, and then he's like, well, let me go back and check because he saw PS5 that they were. He went over there to take a look, and by the time he went back to his cart, everything was sold out.
It's gone.
Gone. And I told him,
so you buy first and ask questions or research later.
Yeah. They said their production is slow because of the whole COVID deal, and it's just going to be like that. You're probably not going to see some normal in-store, until next year.
I mean, that's what Microsoft said too, right? During the
and that's
AMD said that they were slow bringing out their stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And that's unfortunately that's again, that's why I got mine the way I got mine. I could still be sitting here without an Xbox One, without an Xbox Series X if it wasn't for Jack, for One-Eyed Jack. So who I thank 100% again because, he just happened to have an extra. That's, so.
And he's not a scalper, so.
And he's not a scalper. No, he all rights could have sold it to me at a profit, and he didn't. And he met me halfway to drop it off. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. So. Like Coop said, auto industry, every industry is hit right now.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, gaming is what it is, and it's awesome.
Well, and I think this is one reason why, at least for Xbox, it's not about hardware sales for them. It's part of the pie, but they're pushing the cloud gaming. You got PC, you got Steam, their games are going everywhere, and it's not going to be relied to be on one device only. So that's just, to me, a smart business. I think Sony's getting there. They're getting there. So that's part of that. But it's like De Niro said. I mean, Sony has made some great games over the years. Those alone have been able to attract people to keep jumping on, PS4
they make those games
or
that are very, that a lot of people love. That
yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody's doing it their own way. Nintendo's Nintendo, and they have their way of,
Nintendo. I don't understand. The whole Switch thing is like,
it's
like I just I'm getting too old for that.
Well, a lot of us, you look at Mario. We grew. Well, I did. I grew up when I got to the first NES. The first game that I had on NES was Mario, right? So Mario has always stuck with me throughout the years. On different systems for Nintendo. It's always been there, and every year, a lot of parents who had kids, they probably played Mario at some point. And they have a kid that gets of that age, and then they're like, I want my kid to play Mario now. So it makes sense why they keep selling over there. And Mario Kart's you saw the numbers on Mario. Yeah, they're selling like 30-something million, 20, 30 million.
And what about Animal Crossings? That's even higher. That's
Xbox and PlayStation, as great as PlayStation's games have been, winning Game of the Year, they're not selling like Nintendo games. So, people can sit here and try to say, oh, you got to have this story-driven game, third view, blah, blah, blah. No, you look at Nintendo, they've proven, no, you don't. So,
I think De Niro said something really poignant. He said, I actually really like that the big three are starting to beat their own drum. That's how we get amazing things as gamers.
Hell yeah.
They're all going in their own direction. And everybody in the chat likes something to do with one of them. So like Geeks with Cash, he loves his Switch.
Yeah.
Right? Mario Maker, Age of Calamity, Street Fighter, lots of good stuff. My kids love their Switch Lights. My son said, all I hear is Mario coming from my son's Switch. He loves it. Absolutely loves it.
That's why I don't really get into everybody complaining about, oh, there's no new games out yet. And, oh, where are the games? Like, there's games everywhere. From all different devices and platforms and subscriptions and whatever. There's no lack of games. I'll play something until something comes out. I'm ready to play. I want, it's in development. So
yeah.
Then we got Amico coming.
I mean, we're.
What's the problem?
Yeah, my goodness.
There's no problem.
And especially after seeing Finnigan Fox this week. I mean.
Yeah.
My God, there's going to be so much to do this holiday. It really does.
Yeah.
So one more thing that I wanted to bring up, because we, this was also, I know this was something that was we already knew this was happening, but it's surreal once you actually see it, and that of course is. I forgot the the release date of. Shoot, I was almost ready. I was downloading one more quick thing. I gotta get better at my timing this year. MLB The Show. For the first time, we're gonna get MLB The Show on an Xbox console.
Yeah.
So, and this really marks the first time you're going to get a PlayStation Studios game with a PlayStation Studios logo on an Xbox game. Well, Sony and Nintendo already have that with Minecraft and Minecraft Dungeons, and stuff. But this is, I remember when this announcement came out last year, and was it last year or 2 years ago? I think it was two. Maybe it was at the. Forgot exactly when the announcement happened, but for those who don't know the history of why you're going to see MLB The Show on an Xbox console, Unlike the NFL, who just will never get off of EA's jock. MLB said to Sony, "Hey, if you guys want to keep making the game, you gotta put the game out for other consoles." And Sony, to their credit, said, "Okay, no problem." And maybe
Well,
some of
they had
that.
no choice.
Well, right,
It's either that or no
is that or they
license.
lose the license, right? And
Yeah.
nobody wants to be stuck with. Nobody wants to be stuck with.
Mike
with the-
Mullis, number 27, 22, whatever it was. 12, 14.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Infinite. It's the way it is. I mean, I will never, ever not be mad at the NFL for not allowing 2K games to get back into the mix. Sorry. To not allow another NFL 2K game. Nah, NFL can go screw themselves for that, because we all know the truth about Madden.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
now they're allowed to use the players' names and stuff and likeness,
right,
but it can't be a simulation.
right. It can't be
Like-
a
Well,
simulation.
Yeah, and you know what? I prefer it that way. Give me a fun NFL game like Super Tecmo Bowl any
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, I could see that, but I'd like
Yeah.
to see. I mean, NFL 2K. We were talking, and again, Yobi popped up. I saw Yobi pop up. We talked about this on Retro Renegades too. That series was the GOAT, was the best, and we talked about ESPN 2K5 being the best of the group. Oh, you know what, Yobi, do me a favor. Copy and paste. Reframe your. I want to see something. Reframe your last chat, and just rename. Just take out ass and put butt in. I want to see if it pops up on the, because I think there must be a filter that that's filtering it out on the on the podcast screen. So yeah, we talked about how good the 2K series was. So, getting back to the show, this is going to be interesting. It's all, and if you notice, I mean, it says 4K, HDR, Series X. There you go. There must be something that blocked Yobi's last message because he had the word ass in it. It's after 11:30. We could say ass.
And it doesn't say that on the PlayStation box.
No, it does not. Well, but I think that's branding. I think that's the Xbox branding. I don't know that that's.
That's
I'd
the way
have
they.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
There's no. Okay, so I know a lot of things, right? Or I don't know a lot of things. Hold on, let me try that again. I don't know a lot of things, but there is no way that the Xbox version of this game is going to be the better version.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
saying
know.
that to be.
It's gonna be a good version, but it's not. Yeah.
Oh, geeks, don't worry about that. That one downvote is my fan.
Yeah,
it's
they
okay.
do it every time. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's okay though. It still
It's all
counts. As,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
On the analytics.
It's a view.
yep. It's a sad individual that just kind of,
Needs help.
yeah, he really does. He needs help. It's a long story. I'm not going to get into it on here because that's not what we do. We're going back to the show here. I don't see where the show on PS5 is going to be any bit less of a game.
I think it's
and,
going to be looking pretty much identical.
I think it's going to be identical. And you know what? Sony, I will give Sony a ton of credit because by all rights, they could GIMP, the Xbox version. But Microsoft doesn't GIMP their Minecraft dungeons and stuff. So,
No.
I think you're going to get a good You're going to get the same game on both consoles, and it's cross-play. It is cross-play across the whole thing. PS5 can play PS4, Xbox Series X can play Xbox One, Xbox Series X could play PS4, PS5 could play Xbox One. I mean, it's all the way around.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, but another thing to note is it's not published by Sony.
It is not. It is published.
It's published by MLB.
MLB.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So that means that MLB is marketing it and not Sony. Right?
Well, I don't. That is a good question. And
because otherwise it's like Sony will obviously promote their PlayStation version.
Well, so
you will not really promote, perhaps, as much the Xbox version.
Well, and if I'm being honest, I give them that one too. I mean, it's their studio. I can't fault. I would not fault them at all for they're not doing it on their website. That's for sure. And in fact, I brought up here's the announcement they made, which I think is awesome. First off, you've got sorry, hold on, I'm clicking something here. First off, you have Fernando Tatis Jr. as the cover guy, but I thought a really cool thing that they did, and I did grab this trailer, so we'll kind of get a chance to look. So the collector's edition is going to be an official Jackie Robinson collector's edition, which I thought was cool, really cool. So the PlayStation logo's at the front of this video. I
believe in a warm heart.
I
believe in the goodness of a free society.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I believe that society can remain good as long as we are willing to fight for it.
It's.
I fought because I knew it wasn't doomed to be a losing fight.
I will not fault.
There is a chance for you.
I will not fault them for marketing, for Sony having the marketing rights to this game. It's their game. I know what MLB said about keeping the IP. Yeah, see, it says available on PS5, PS4. They're going to market this on PlayStation, and they have every right to do so. I cannot fault them for that at all. That's their right.
That's a cool.
Yeah, there's one important thing about these games is like if you get the PlayStation 4 game, it will not play on your PlayStation 5. You need to buy the PlayStation 5 version.
Yes,
and I believe it's the same thing for
the
Xbox One versus the Series.
Yeah, so there's a current gen standard edition and a next gen standard edition, and if you want both, you have to buy the Jackie Robinson edition. So for $85, you get the game, you get the PS4 game, PS5 game. I'm assuming you also get the because they're only showing the PlayStation versions here, but you get the Xbox.
Do you think they only have the PlayStation version? Special ones?
No. I don't think so, but that's a good question that I don't know the full answer to. Looking on their...
Because the other two, they show both versions, right? The Xbox and PlayStation.
They do. Well, if you notice here, they're not showing on the collector's edition, they're not showing either. They're not showing a logo other than the
No,
PlayStation
but they say
Studios
that,
logo.
but they say dual PS5 and PS4.
It does
PS4
because
disc, PS5 code, etc., etc.
Yeah, it does.
But you know what's funny about this version? You get a PS4 game on disc, but a PS5 is a code.
Is a download code, yeah. And you get early access. You get 4 days early. So,
Wait, how does it work if you have crossplay and one plays 4 days early? You cannot play with somebody. Nah.
No, you can't. Not until it comes out.
Yeah.
Can play in the future. Or in the past.
Right. You go back and play. I'm looking and I don't see anything about about specifics when it comes to that. So I don't know I honestly don't know.
Might have to check that. I have not played a baseball game in a long time. Well, that one, the
RBI?
the fun looking one. No.
Super.
Yeah.
Mega.
Yeah.
Super
You
Mega.
know, that was, but
I
I have
liked
not played it like a simulated type. So,
Yeah, the
Might check
show
this out.
looks so
The show
good.
is
That's like broadcast good.
Yeah,
I've
the
heard,
show
nothing but
is.
good things about
This
it,
is this is the best baseball game on the market, bar none. Period.
Yeah.
This is what baseball enthusiast gamers buy. All right, so Coop said that
Coop
Jackie
said
Robinson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thanks
So
for checking, Coop.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I would. It
Oh
would be
yeah,
a
because you
shame
click
if they
on.
didn't-
I'm sorry. Yeah, I
Yeah.
should have clicked on pre-order. It says PlayStation systems, Xbox system, and it says Xbox Series X and Xbox One included with purchase.
Okay.
So
Hey, what about do they have one? It's like the Uber version, so you get like
so that's the $99.99 version on the far left.
no,
there.
the Uber one where you get both PlayStation and
Oh,
Xbox.
that's never. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Only if MLB did it like that.
It's a platinum version.
The super mega platinum version.
Yeah.
Well, you can't say platinum because that's trophy.
Uh,
No. This is the show. I go all the way back to 989 Sports before they became the San Diego studios. The show has always been kind of the top notch baseball game when it came to rise. I mean, it became better than 2K, than MLB 2K, even though MLB 2K7 was the best version of that series, because I was in it. But no, the MLB series died out. EA had a series called Triple Play that was decent. They had MVP. I'm sorry, they had MVP baseball. MVP Triple Play baseball was there. And I liked it, MVP baseball, but it wasn't the greatest. One of my other favorite series was All-Star Baseball by Acclaim, and All-Star Baseball 2005 is what I think I have on the Xbox, and that actually had the behind the player view, like in the fielding. So when you hit the ball to right field, you were behind the right fielder, and you could see see home plate and all that. That's right. EA Triple Play became MVP baseball. That's right. But yeah, the show, the Bigs was good too, but the Bigs was a different kind of game. Because Jeff Rule was talking about the Bigs. And then Midway had, what was Midway's? Midway's was, Midway had one called MLB, let me look it up. It was like Blitz, Slugfest, MLB Slugfest, which I always loved.
What about High Heat?
High Heat is actually owned by, believe it or not, Microsoft.
Right.
Microsoft's not gonna make another sports game.
No.
I think they're that ship sailed after they got rid of their XSN. So
Yeah, so sad.
Retro Bro says reason I don't play sports games anymore is because there's no originality and much less choice. It's like gaming socialism. So that's why the show coming out on an Xbox platform is really a big deal. It's not an insignificant thing, but you're right, not having, that's why I railed on the on the NFL earlier, because that's not right. So geeks, say, man, have a great night. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, brother. So
have a good
great,
night, man.
great content, great channel that Geeks with Cash has, man. Go check his stuff out, please. Same with Retro Bro. I love it's just bro's got some bro has chill. He's got chill and no chill at the same time, and I love it. So, and he's of course one of the shill-tastics. So
what's the difference between the first two? They're both
all right. So
99.
Yep. So the
one will get a
you
hat.
get a hat. You get a hat, a digital
gold.
hat.
Oh, you get more gold choice packs.
Yep, and immediate
second
access to Jackie Robinson hat skin. So
that's really the only thing.
yeah.
Difference. Well, yeah.
So, but here's the sad part, ladies and gentlemen. $70 game, and that
I might as well go for the $100 game because what's the $30 more?
what's $30 more? What's $84.99 more?
Because you
May
get
as
the
well
digital one.
Yeah. Then I could play. On the Series X down here and the One X upstairs.
There you go.
So
yeah, some local games going on.
Infinite's got it right. He's got some Microsoft points to turn in. That's a good. That's a good point. So, the show comes out on April 16th. So, I'm sorry, April 20th, with early access if you buy the Jackie Robinson edition, coming on April 16th. So, yep, so April 20th.
I'm curious how the Xbox version look. Will they have a green hat instead of blue?
Oh, that edition?
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up.
That's a good question.
How do we know which one is which? I get confused if I get both.
MLB The Show 21, Jackie Robinson, Xbox. Let's see what and in the cover art, the box may not be
Final.
Yeah.
I went to Best Buy. I don't even see it. I only see the PlayStation versions. Let me click on it and see what happens.
No, it doesn't change. I looked.
I cannot change, so I cannot do it down there.
I'm trying to think of why that's blue. So, will the Xbox version have Tommy Tallarico on the Yankees roster? Nice, bro. Yeah, don't forget, we're getting baseball on the Amico, too. Let me slide some Amico talk in.
Wait, this doesn't come with a digital code for the Amico as well?
It does not. But we're getting baseball on the Amico. This could be a year when I have 2 baseball games. So, you know what's really funny though too? RBI baseball, RBI 21 is coming out, and it's supposed to even be better than previous years too. And that's gonna get left in the dust. So, I mean, that's kind of the more arcadey game that that Chris is talking about. Wherever Chris went to, did he go to the bathroom? Where did Chris go?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, game. It's up on GameStop.
Okay.
Didn't see it on Amazon because you search on Amazon and it finds anything that.
Yeah. So while we're talking about RBI, so RBI baseball is going to have play-by-play commentary for the first time, progressive time of day graphics, create a player, StatCast data, and customization. So, I don't think there's a release date for it just yet, but that's being done by MLB Games, so that's a little different. I mean, obviously it's a different. I love RBI baseball, but I haven't loved it on the next gen. And I didn't get Super Mega Baseball 3. Well,
Yeah, I don't think on the Microsoft Store you can buy it as a physical one.
It is weird seeing it in the Microsoft Store, though. It really is.
Yeah,
It really is. So.
a little bit.
Yeah, but like on the PlayStation side, when someone goes and gets Minecraft, it has the Xbox logo on it too, right?
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
It does. So.
Yeah, Walmart has it too.
Now, I mean, I get, the shows coming over to Xbox also because, that's what MLB wanted. Xbox, when they acquired Minecraft, they made that choice. Even their, future, new Minecraft stuff, they still put it on PlayStation also and Switch.
Yep.
So, they made that choice. So it makes me wonder going forward, will Sony, any of their, maybe not their big hitters, we're not going to get Godfall, Uncharted and all that on Xbox, but what other game from PlayStation, from one of their studios, will they allow on, I mean, it would have been cool if,
They're not.
How I know, but it would have been cool, like, how famous Spider-Man is. Spider-Man transcends, all over.
It does, but that's their.
That would have been a cool one to allow to come out on the Xbox also and Switch, but
yeah, but that's not happening. That's why we keep talking about what Bethesda's gonna do, and people are like, yeah, Bethesda needs to keep putting games out on the PlayStation even though they're bought by Microsoft. No, they don't. Nobody. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't.
The only game that I could see from Bethesda that maybe Xbox might say, you know what, this game has been played from all over and PC and other platforms. Maybe Elder Scrolls 6, but I don't see Starfield being on PlayStation.
I wouldn't make Elder Scrolls 6 multiplat either.
I mean, I agree with you. They don't have to. But if they decide to make one of them,
what's the purpose? Yeah, but again, other than come play it on Game Pass, what's the purpose of spending $7.5 billion to not support your ecosystem that way?
I agree with that. It's just that I guess between Xbox, between PC and Xbox consoles, they seem plus more now games are going to be on mobile. They probably won't have a problem having a player base out there.
No, they're not going to have a problem because Elder Scrolls 6 will sell systems, just like Spider-Man sells systems.
Yeah,
those games will sell systems, and
but I agree, it doesn't have to go.
No, and Sony,
the choice that they make.
Like I said, the only reason that MLB is coming out on the Xbox platform is because MLB is making them do it, and Sony didn't want to give up the license, which I wouldn't give up the license either. I'd be like, all right, suck it up, but then they don't have to suck up anything else. That's their, so the winner goes the spoils. As far that's with buying Insomniac. They that having the having the relationship with Marvel through with Spider-Man through Sony Pictures, that's called an advantage. It's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It looks like with the Xbox version, you only get the disc, so no code.
No code.
PlayStation, you have the digital console. Since Xbox doesn't have a digital
Makes sense.
only console, it's just one disc.
I'm not buying. I'm not gonna buy the special edition. There's got to be a special edition. There's got to be a special edition digital you can get. Yeah, because you could. Yeah, because if I click on,
they have a digital one. That's not the point.
Yeah,
but if you want to get the one with the hat and other stuff, then you don't have the digital game.
Oh no, you're right. The deluxe edition.
Yeah.
It's funny. The deluxe edition says Xbox One and PS4 with next gen entitlement. Whatever the hell that means.
Yeah, I mean, read it about the thing. It says dual entitlements compilation disc. Yeah.
Yeah, this is wow. So, there you have it. That's the MLB. And then we covered other baseball games on top of that.
Mhm.
So, I think that's all the news we've got this week. We covered so much ground, but
yeah,
I think that's all we got. So Yobi needs to get his question of the week queued up for us. So, yeah, that's really all the big news. So, okay. Let's see. All right, I'm bringing it up. Here we go. We got Yobi.
Yeah.
All right, I need to see who is in the chat. While we're doing this, I need to see who's in the chat that is in the Friends of NLG. So let's see. I know Infinite's in there. I know Infinite. I know Yobi.
Coop.
Mm-hmm.
Cerebral Paul.
Yep.
Taking ice cream.
Yeah, hang on. I'm getting there. Yeah. Do me a favor. If you're still in the chat and you are a member of the Friends of NLG,
say here.
Say here. That way I can copy and paste your name into the wheel of names.
Sorry, Coop, you're disqualified. I said say here, not like put all your recycled junk out here.
Yeah, Brother Rich is still in. Who else did I see?
Fastback.
That translation.
That would be hilarious.
Green. Mike Garvey.
Michael Garvey. Yep. Pong Soul.
Pong Soul. Fun speculation. Is he?
I don't know.
Not yet a member.
No, he's not. No, he's not a member. No.
Let's see. Who else we got?
George.
Oh yeah, George Games.
In dinner right now. He'll be back.
Yeah, that's Pong.
Yep. I see Pong.
They had to put the game on pause.
Oh. Yes, you can stay, Mav. Of course you could stay. We need to get Mav. We need to get Xbox Ultimate up to 1,000 subs and stuff, so he can start doing membership.
Yeah. I definitely want to join them.
Yeah.
I went over there to say hi. They were playing Call of Duty. Him and Pong and.
I try to. The only problem is it's during the week. It's hard to jump in on those late streams. But I try to hit them once in a while. But playing on Friday nights with Mav and the gang is awesome.
You need to shorten the show a little bit, though. That's more time for
Right, so we
gaming.
don't start at midnight. All right, so that is all. It looks like all the members that are here. I've got Infinite, DragonHeartYOBY, SuPRCooPR, Gaming Differently with Cerebral Paul, Bacon Ice Cream Productions, Pong Soul, Michael Garvey, and George Games. I don't see anybody else. All right. All right, so first we're going to go with Yobi's question of the week.
Oh, yeah, let's scroll up.
Yep. I'm here, but not. So, or do you want to do this first and then do the question of the week?
Yeah, let's do it real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, then we can start thinking about the question or the answer. After
There we go. All right. So, as a thank you for being a friend of NLG, being a member of our channel, we do, as we say, everything that comes in, whether it's super chat or whether you decide to join the to join our membership, everything comes back not only into the channel itself. It allows us to do cool things and and help pay Jay for all the cool graphics he's made for us and all that. But we like to give back to you guys as well for being members and for look, you're making an investment in our. It's $2 a month or not. You're taking $2 out of your pocket every month to help support our channel, and that is more than we've ever thought. And more than than we could ever thank you for. So, what do we have for our members here, Chris, on the wheel of names?
What do we have for them?
Yeah.
As far as what we're giving away?
What are we giving away today?
Well, I mean, their choice of a shirt or hat, that's part of Graphic God's designs, maybe NLG on Redbubble or Teespring.
Yep.
So whoever wins this, let us know if you want a shirt or a hat, and we'll get with them in DM or so on and get the size and all that stuff.
Yeah. So Coop. So if it says give me $2 back to Showtime, but Coop with the obscure reference. I want my $2. I don't think there's Coop. There may not be anybody in the chat that gets that reference. I got that reference. I got that. That was a classic movie. Skiing down the slope. I want my $2. Oh, they got it. There are some older people in the chat. I forgot. De Niro, bacon ice cream, and us. All right. So members. So whoever wins this is going to get a shirt or a hat, whichever one you want. Which, of course, those proceeds not only those proceeds go to Graphic God Jay Williams, who has never taken a dime from me and refuses to let me pay him for anything that he's done for us. So this is how we are getting around that. He gets this money no matter what. All right. The skiing scene that was my favorite too. That's the all right, here we go. I am shuffling the names.
After this is done.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And here we go. Here comes the spin. Brother Pong.
Oh.
Brother Pong Soul has won the giveaway, the member giveaway for this month. Congratulations, Brother Pong.
Awesome. Congrats, Pong. Appreciate your support.
Yeah.
He said fit.
Hey.
Awesome. So get with Fastback and we'll get you taken care of. Thank you guys again, and we'll be doing this again. Like I said, this is how our way of thanking you guys for investing in our site, in our channel and the things we do. So it's just our way of giving back. So,
and also to monthly. This is for everybody. In the past I was doing the Gamer of the Month. So, and I want to continue that. So, for January, our pick for Gamer of the Month for January for NLG Friends is Lance. Lance Jennings will be the January's Gamer of the Month.
Brother Lance.
$5 gift card of your choice, and I will give it to you, and you let me know.
All right. So $5 gift card to Brother Lance Jennings, who deserves it. So if you ask nicely, please throw some beard crumbs. Lance won a $5 gift card of his choice.
Yeah, for NLG Gamer of the Month, which is January. So every month, I will pick a random person. Just those who support us. You're in the chat all the time. You're part of the family. You don't have to be a member. That's just something to appreciate everybody that joins us weekly. So.
And for that month, you get a parking spot.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. The question of the week from Yobi. So once again, Brother Pong, Brother Lance, congratulations, guys. Make sure there's Fastback's Twitter. If you don't have it already, I'm sure you do. Just get with him and we'll get that taken care of, and we will get that squared away. Okay. Yobi's question. I saw it.
Maybe he said it in his.
Here we go. Out of everything that society pays for money-wise, what are the top 3 things you would make free and why? The top 3 things you'd make free.
It's 3.
That's 3.
I mean, it's.
That's.
Can we just do one each?
All right, let's do one. Yeah, let's do one each. And chat room, you guys, as always, please. There we go. Education, healthcare, and tacos is Coops.
And definitely on the healthcare. It should be
hookers, blow, and booze. That's a.
The people are not running around with a sniffle and because they can't afford to see a doctor. And like,
I'm going to go with internet.
Yeah.
I'm also going to go with cell phone service. Isn't
that kind of internet?
Well, no. I mean, the cell part of it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you just say internet, I mean, it doesn't matter how it's being.
No, but I mean, I guess cell phones still people do make calls with them.
Yeah, but it could be IP phone.
It could be.
See, we need a traditional.
I'm talking about 4G, 5G kind of thing.
You can do voice over IP and stuff.
So
there's no need to have traditional.
Why are you walking on my pick?
I'm not. You did 2 picks. That's why I tried to squeeze it all into one. I said 1 pick each. You picked one, I picked one, and now it's Crystal.
All right.
But you said internet.
I did. Internet.
You're doing 1 each right now?
All right, 1 each.
Yeah. So Mike said internet. I said
internet.
healthcare.
I'm going with water.
Okay.
Because I think that's a necessity that we need, and I think we all pay enough taxes. You pay your property tax, your school tax, and all that. I think that should be in it. Now, if they want to charge you a fee for going over a certain amount, I guess some people use more water than they should. So, but you know.
You know how to get you? It's how to get me. You pay for the water. That's one thing. Then they charge you for sewer, which is based on your water usage.
I know. Yeah.
So whatever, if you drink it all, you sprinkle your yard or whatever, and it evaporates all, you still pay the sewer. So I hope with your answer we combine those.
Yeah, that should be combined. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, our property taxes keep going up every year.
Yeah,
it's
mine here too. It's like ridiculous.
You decided my house is double the value now, and you want to charge me more?
Yeah. All right. So in the chat, we've had a lot of good answers, actually. So Coop, of course, said education, healthcare, and tacos. Infinite said hookers, blowing booze. Let's see. Retro Bros said food. No one should starve. Jeff Rule says internet, electricity, and healthcare. Somehow.
How about lawyers?
Yeah, they should. Yeah. Project Jeff says internet, electricity, and drinks. Somehow Cerebral Brawl has instructed us. His TED Talk of the week is "Don't pour booze on your junk; it burns." And of course, DragonHeartYOBY, water, education, health. Well, he picked a bunch more than 3. Water, education, healthcare, electric bill, gas bill, and free everything for the homeless until their lives are back on track. That is peace, love, life right there.
How about solar panels?
Solar panel. Ooh, that's a good one. Solar should be free. If the government is regulating it like that, they should be free. I'm good with that. Free taxes.
Well, that would go with electricity, I think.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make electricity free. But to me, none of that stuff is really free. We're paying it through taxes.
Right. But solar panels.
No such thing as free lunch.
No, there is not.
But yeah, it's like, you want to do a Green Deal, you give everybody free solar panels. There you go.
That's right.
Charge our cars for free.
There
you
go.
No emissions, nothing.
Exactly. And make a electric van that's affordable.
Yeah.
I'm never against that stuff. It's making it affordable. Like when the whole LED light bulb thing started, I wasn't buying LED light bulbs, not because I didn't want to, save energy or anything like that, but I wasn't paying $35 for a light bulb.
Yeah.
So now that you can buy
they say it's supposed to last longer, but then it doesn't always happen.
Doesn't always happen. But I will say, I have to say that our electric bill, I have probably replaced 90 to 95% of the lights in my house with LEDs, including like the ones that are up here. They're all of my floor, my lights down here are all LED. I've seen a difference. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a difference. It does work, but I didn't have to pay an arm and a leg to do it, and that's all I'm saying. Is I couldn't be an early adopter, but now that they're the same price as what
I mean that's mass, mass accepted, mass
priced,
mass price. So
all right, wow, it's 12:08. Let's get to our final thoughts. I thought we'd be. I thought we'd go earlier than this, but man, we came with the topics. So
it was. We had a lot of topics.
We did. We had a lot of good discussion.
This was not a Seinfeld episode.
No, it was not. It was not. So, Peter, we'll start with you. Our final, this week's final thoughts.
Just game on. Be nice to each other. Enjoy each other. Appreciate each other. And game with each other. And that's it.
Amen. Take that. All right, Mr. Fastback. What's your final thought of the week?
Well, I guess with everything that's going on in the world lately in the past couple of years, I feel like we're seeing more division, and I would like to see more. I think people need to start coming together, move forward together with their, respect our differences. Enjoy each other's cultures, no matter where we're from. Because we're going to sit here and continue harping on each other about the past and trying to change things in the present, you know, it's kind of hard for us to really move forward together for the better. But overall, you know, that's just how I feel right now.
Nice. My final thoughts. I always tend to gravitate towards good people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, my father was always the kind of guy that it didn't matter where you came from. It didn't matter, you know, who you were. Didn't matter your background, your political, your color of your skin, or anything like that. If you were a good person, he would do anything for you until you stopped being a good person, and then you know, or did something to him, and then you were dead to him. My father lived that way, and made a lot of friends through his life, and I try to be that way too. And in 2020 and going into 2021, I feel like I've met some incredibly good people, most of which are right here in the chat room. You know, getting a chance to chop it up with Yobi on Tuesday night, man. And we were talking wrestling and old games and stuff. It's like we really are brothers. You know, I use that term a lot with people, brother Lance, brother Infinite, but I really feel that way. That I found good people around me. You guys, you two, you know, I don't know where I'd be without the two of you. That's just the facts. You know, Peter's going to be 5 years on this show in June.
Dang.
Yeah, without you,
be a fossil,
dude. Without you, I'm probably not sitting here right now. So, see there, you're getting sappy, Mike De Niro.
Yeah.
But you know, there's good people, you know, that I think that we found. You know, I feel like we got lucky and blessed in finding Mav and Caitlin.
Yeah.
You know, and Pong and De Niro and George Games and all of my Amico friends, you know, from Pete to, you know, Retro Bros in the chat. You know, I like going and hang out. These are good people. And I'll take good people any day of the week, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I just want to say that I really appreciate the good people. You know, we had 35 people tonight at our peak. And you know what? I'll take that 35 if it's this 35. Every week. You know? Jeff Rule, yeah, good people find good people. You know, Jeff's good people. I love, you know, I find Jeff in a lot of the Amico places, you know, and it's great. Still, you know, it's great. So where I met Lance Jennings, you know.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter was added to cloud gaming. Oh crap! No, Infinite can't hang with those Amico peeps. Yes, you can.
Only on Android.
Yeah, I know, Peter. So I just want to say, you know, that's my final thought is kind of piggybacking on that a little bit. You know, good people. Paul, you know, I found good people all over the place, whether it's here, you know, other shows. Wilmy. Oh, Jessica says hi, and George said it's a great highlight of my week to come and hang out. That you don't know what that means to us.
Yeah. No, it means a lot.
You know? It really does. Hi, Jessica.
I mean, they heard my opening this show, and that's how it felt. You know, it's like,
yeah,
you guys make it worthwhile. It's awesome.
Yeah, and we have these great shows, man, and I'm just very happy, and you know, even other places, I hop over to like Go Game Go was here earlier. We're gonna get them on the show. Stu's working on getting a Thursday night off, so those guys can come on with us. And I talked to guys like Fork and Wilmy, and they're good people. I got to know Wilmy Hood. He's a really good guy.
Yeah,
He's a really good guy. And you know what? I don't always get to watch Gaming Beyond the Box live, but if ever I get a moment, I could do that. The Gamers United Guild, that's the pinnacle for me. And all the good people that's in it. Indy, Stubbs, Invader, Jay, Mav, Infinite, so this is where we're at. And I need to organize an outlaw golf tournament. I could do that if we could still play it online. I don't know if we can still play it online or not, but hell, I'd be glad to do that.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
So, actually, Paul, we are looking at the podcast Halo tourney. I might have to. I mean, depending on what we do, we might have to gang up on you with Mav and Caitlin and 3-Bit and Cyber Gunter, those guys.
Us three, we could try to get Coop.
We can try to get Coop.
Four, yeah.
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 So yeah,
how many people do we need?
We're thinking about it.
Well, what's the max?
I don't know. I think Fork's bringing out the rules and the stuff this week. Plus, behind the scenes, we are 3-Bit's a ringer. Plus, the Gamers United Guild, we're gonna line up a Rocket League tournament. Which is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm gonna brush up on my Rocket League.
Yes. So, all right. So enough Mike Sapp. That's my final thoughts of the week. Let me get us out of here because it's 12:15 already. I want to thank, of course, the chat room. And that chat room, let me take a look and see who we're still. It's 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. We're still 25 strong. So You know what? I can't. It's just shit, man. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, and of course, Chris, Peter, another awesome show in the books.
Absolutely.
We rock.
Yeah. This is great.
Yep. Tomorrow night. Gonna be a hot night, man. First, at 8:00 you got PM into PM with OEB Pete and Michael Garvey, and then at 9:00 we got Xbox Ultimate with Mav, Caitlin. Let's see, Pong. I'm still getting used. I think Lupa. I'm still getting used to everybody who's on that show. In fact, I think Lady. I saw it on Twitter. Lady AF and Psychonauts 8 are gonna be guests tomorrow night.
Nice.
So 9:00 to when they get done, and then after that, everybody's invited. I'm inviting everybody for you, Mav. Oh, Husk is coming on tomorrow night. So Husk from Gaming Beyond the Box will be on. So that's gonna be two extremely hot shows tomorrow night. PM and the PM and Xbox Ultimate, and then I'm just letting everybody in, Mav. You all come and play Halo with us afterwards. We have a great time, and just a fun night of playing Halo Friday nights. And then Saturday is indie game show, right?
Yep, Saturday.
Yes.
Big indie game show. We'll have, of course, myself, the indie gamer. Coop's not going to be able to make it. We're going to have guests Lord Cognito and Removable Sanity. And I think we have one more.
Surprise guest?
He's been on before, so forgive me for not remembering right away. Necromantic bought Halo 5 on Xbox. So I told him we need to get him in on some Halo nights too, so I'll let him know tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, we can do Halo 5 at big team battles.
Yeah, Jeff, come game with us tomorrow night. You got me on Xbox Live. Just find me. The Mavs party's open. Come on in. I'm just inviting people for Mav.
Yeah.
So, and Lance, thank you.
Then it's so full that Mav is like, "Let me in."
Yeah. My gamer tag Stinger NLG, just like what my Twitter feed used to be. So, yeah, come on in and game with us tomorrow night. Anyway, so we got the indie game show on Saturday. We got Amico All Access, which we're definitely going to have more to talk about with the Finnigan Fox on Sunday afternoon at 4:00, and then
you mentioned Evercast.
The Evercast tomorrow.
Saturday.
Tomorrow as well. I think that's at 5. Like Indie's at 4. Evercast is at 5. If Rich is still in the chat, he can confirm. And then Sunday is Amico All Access, and then TXR at 9:00. And then Yobi just added me as a friend on Xbox Live. I got you, brother. I got you. And then on Tuesday is Four Guys with Quarters at 5:00, and then Retro Renegades at 7. We have Midweek Gaming. Is that Wednesday? Midweek Gaming Wednesday with Stubbs. Oh yes, Stubbs Cast on Sunday too, and he's got fun. He's got Mav coming on the Stubbs Cast.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an awesome show. So yeah, this is good all the way around. And then we'll be back on next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another NLG show. So.
Yeah.
Good. Yes.
Best show in the
and
universe.
Paul's a panel member on midweek. That's right.
He is.
That's right. He is.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. Great show. Yes.
Yeah.
Always enjoyed those guys.
It's a wild night of shoot the crippling thing. Jesus. Oh wow. George Gaines, probability of Tommy coming on All Access. Yeah, that's why I didn't ask him to come on tonight. I figured I'd see him on Sunday. So we're gonna have Tommy back on soon. I haven't forgotten. I'm going to get him on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, like before all the other shows come on, and we're going to do just a music show because I've been dying to talk. I want to get him kind of out of his Amico element for one day, and I just want to talk music with him. So we're going to do we're going to do that. I just haven't figured that out yet. And on the 15th, Saturday the 13th. I'm sorry. Let me give you the right date. Saturday the 13th. We will be doing the second installment, Mike Garvey and I, of M Squared, and I'll let you know when that time is. So, all right, guys, let's get on out of here and let these poor people go to sleep. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We love you. Serious up. And, have a great weekend. Play on, gamers.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, have a great weekend, everybody.
And, Paul, I'll add you to the outro video for the next show. Thank you for becoming a member of the Friends of NLG.